Hey everybody, Plendy here. I'm here to talk about my top 20 favorite anime of all time. As of now, as of August of 2026. Anime means a lot to me, as you can probably tell. Um, it's a very interesting medium that uh, has kind of consumed my life in very many different ways. And I've been watching anime since 2014. Um, in because when I was in middle school, that's when I got properly into anime. I seen a bit of anime before that, which was mainly Pokemon. I had a very short-lived Pokemon phase when I was 10, but that kind of died when my parents ran out of money, and we moved into my aunt's basement. I was just super, super depressed, and kind of my one interest during that period was just watching the Billboard charts. I was because I watched a lot of Todd in the Shadows, so I just would check the Billboard charts every single week and just keep track of all the hit songs in America. That was kind of the only thing I was doing at that point. It was that and watching the Mysterious Mr. Enter on my iPod Touch. Yeah, doing all this on my iPod Touch. But after that, in middle school, I was introduced to Death Note, and that was my first anime. And I feel the reason Japanese animation kind of became one of the most popular things ever is simply because Japan just does what everybody wants from animation. That Japan understands that what people truly desire with animation, and they want cool action shit, and they want that real desire. Everybody is made to be extremely attractive. Every expression is made to be viscerally pleasing to the ears and the eyes. It is the pleasure medium that has captivated the world, and there's so much diversity in that expression that you can just spend your entire life just obsessing over this one country's collection of animated works. And I don't know, I think there might be some sort of apocalyptic reason we all are being soothed by anime as everything melts into a playful eternal group. Anime resembles that the most out of a lot of other things, so it's probably ushering in the breakdown of all barriers into eternal creation, where all identity is now a pure form of play. One can only theorize. I have my top 20 favorite shows, and some of these shows are very new. Some of these shows came on here in the last few years. Some of these shows are old classics that have not moved from this list for years and years and years. I have different eras of my anime enjoyment that I've broken up into, and I'll probably do that in another video. But I never stopped watching anime and obsessing over this medium. So I'm going to talk about my top 20 favorite as of right now. There's a lot that I need to rewatch that I feel could be on this list. I feel if I maybe Air, if I rewatched all of Air, it could be on this list, because Air is Air definitely did not appeal to me when I first watched it as a kid. Air was I thought it was stupid and annoying and boring, but Air now, it's about this, like, world in the sky, and it's, like, this ethereal dream trance anime, and it looks like that, and it's, like, it's definitely some shit that I feel like I would really connect with now. Like, Princess Tutu, Ergo Proxy would probably go on here whenever I get around to rewatching that show fully, because it is just, like, pure aesthetic cum the entire time, and it is, like, the theming and what it's about seems so abstract, and that's what really appeals to me, and it's just, like, it's kind of just this, like, stream of consciousness passion project that came from the post-Eva era that I feel like, even though people kind of group it with the elitist anime, I feel like it doesn't really get, like, the passion and understanding that, like, Lane does, because Ergo Proxy is, like, so obtuse, but that's what makes it super interesting. I haven't seen Gurren Lagann in a very long time. I have no idea what I'd think of it now. I need to rewatch all of the Monogatari I've seen and finish Monogatari, because Monogatari, let's be real, is probably the greatest anime ever made, because it's about a trans girl and her system of alters that she talks to in her head. And that's amazing. I need to rewatch Kyoso Giga. Kyoso Giga is probably also the greatest anime ever made. Has one of the greatest openings of all time. And there's also tons of anime that I have on hold or I haven't seen that could easily be this list. I feel like Pre-Para, whenever I get around to finishing that show, could definitely be on this list. It's definitely the best idol show. It has, it's funny, all the characters are great and charming, and there's just a bunch of them. It's a little bit more willing to do stuff I like with the comedy than, like, Aikatsu. So I end up kind of preferring Pre-Para. Neo Ranga could probably end up on this list too. I watched 13 episodes out of 48 episodes of Neo Ranga during COVID, and I had to stop because it got too scary. Like, it literally was, like, scaring me how much, like, Neo Ranga, like, resembled my real life nightmares. But that's how you know it's great. That's how you know it's some real shit. I could also, once I finish Symphogear, when I watch all of Symphogear, I'm sure Symphogear would be among my favorites, because, like, I can't really explain it, but Symphogear really gives me the same feeling as watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I don't know why. I have a lot of media that, like, I associate with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but, like, I don't, like, know why. Like, the Polo Perks album, ICFM3, and also Punk Goes Drill, I associate with My Little Pony for some reason. So I don't know why. But yeah, no, I have tons and tons of shows that I feel like could end up on here. I've seen a shit ton of anime, and I'll see a bunch more. But here's the list for now. Here's my current top 20 favorites list. I'm going to try to talk about all of them in as much depth as I possibly can. So, and some of these I have seen very recently, and some of these I haven't seen in a few years. So some of these, my memory might be a little bit hazy, but here we fucking go. Bitch. Lucky Star, number 20, Lucky Star. Lucky Star has been a very comforting force in my life. I really like cute girls doing cute things shows. It's a huge influence on my work. I love just watching a bunch of friends hang out with each other, and they're all cute, and I love that shit. I'm currently rewatching K-On!, which just narrowly escaped this list. But, like, Lucky Star is just the ultimate ideal of comfy, and it's a lot of it is conveyed through Konata, the arguably main character of Lucky Star. And if you don't want to see it like that, if you just want to see it as an ensemble cast, she's definitely the most popular and iconic character of Lucky Star. Because Konata just represents where everyone wants to be, as like an otaku. Like, she is the otaku ideal. Like, she is very peaceful with her otaku-ness and owns it 100% completely. Like, she has no shame in her otaku-ness, and even if her friends are not as into her otaku interests as she is, even if Kagami thinks it's a little cringe, she still loves it, and kind of represents this almost like Taoist ideal of being completely at peace. I just associate her with peace, and that's where I'm trying to be with my life. I think the most important thing in life, to me at least, is attaining peace wherever I can find it. And Konata kind of represents that aspiration to do so. Lucky Star is also this like otaku rite of passage. Just a lot of people's one of their first anime, or they get into it like later, and it's kind of like every time you rewatch it, the more you get into otaku media, the more references you pick up on. Like, the last time I watched Lucky Star, I noticed that I noticed the Futariwa Precure reference in it, and I was like, okay, that's awesome, because last time I watched this, I wasn't into Precure, and now I am, and fucking Lucky Star did it, and so, like, I don't know, and like, the music and the atmosphere of this entire show is completely blissful. It is, like, all of these girls are basically just having the most, like, mundane podcast-esque interactions possible. And there's, like, one or two scenes in this show that are very heartfelt and meditative, and I think adding those into this otherwise mostly gag-oriented thing was really a really good idea. There's also Lucky Channel segments. Akira's amazing, and like there's these like constant gags going on throughout the show. It's just a great time, and it will strengthen your friendship as you watch it with your friends. I've watched Lucky Star and discussed Lucky Star with multiple friends throughout the years, and I don't know, it's just like, it's a great show, especially if you're passing around weed. It is a great smoking show, 100%. I feel like I struggle to fully articulate my connection to Lucky Star because I've just been obsessing over this show for like 10 years now, and it has never stopped, and every time I return to it, I just kind of end up identifying deeply with Konata and being like, I wish I was Konata, I wish I was that peaceful, and also looked like a tiny blue-haired girl. I also want to emphasize Hiyori Tamura, my other favorite character, who is very literally me, because she's always drawing and shipping her friends and imagining them in Yuri scenarios, and is overall a girl failure, which, you know, is kind of the other side of what I identify with. Hiyori Tamura is the GOAT. She's also voiced by by Kaori Shimizu, who is Lane in Serial Experiments Lane, which is really fucking cool that she voiced two of my GOATs. Yeah, Lucky Star. It also, it's just full of iconic shit too. Like, just like, it's like a enduring series that like never. It's, I feel like it's truly timeless in an otaku sense. Like, it keeps in every generation reintroducing people to otakudom. Like, I feel like nowadays I see like younger people getting into Lucky Star and sort of like repping Lucky Star, especially like a lot of like underground rappers do so, and that makes me really happy that, you know, it's like Konata is now seen as a quote unquote LARPer character, which just makes me happy. I like that people seem to look at Konata and look at this show in its entirety and seem to get a lot out of it. And this is not to dismiss all the other characters in the main friend group. Kagami, Tsukasa, Miyuki are also amazing. Kagami is fucking adorable. Great tsundere. Will always ship her with Konata. They are girlfriends as far as I am concerned, canonically. I mean, there is that part in the OVA where she says that crazy shit. You know how it is. And Tsukasa is just like a brilliant, fucking incompetent moe blob who feels like she would blow away in the wind if you so much as blow on her. You know, you kind of want to like fucking take her head and just smash it into the wall repeatedly and see her like big ass stupid head just explode like underneath the wheel of a steamroller. But you would never do that. You just like think to do so, and maybe you'll do that like once. I think she should kiss her sister. Personally, Miyuki's really fun. I have very little to say about her with words, but she's fun. She's a great addition. She's pink. I like her, even if she is the worst girl. But you know, when it comes to these shows where it's mainly focusing on a group of girls, there's always a worst girl. You know, in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, it's Rarity is the worst girl. In Ruby, it's Blake. You know, not to say that these girls are bad. They're in these goated girl groups that inspire us all. But fucking, you know, there's always one that's like, you're like, I like that one the least. Obviously the opening is the most iconic shit in the world. It has the greatest, one of the greatest openings of all time. Like, I can't believe that, of like, how amazing that opening is. Like, that is fucking, like, how the fuck you come up with that? I mean, the answer is Haruhi. It's, like, Yamacon directing the first 4 episodes of the show after Haruhi and being like, we need another dance sequence, and they got fired because he's a cunt. But yeah, Lucky Star is fucking great. All of these shows are a 10 out of 10, by the way. All of these are generational masterpieces. So, yeah, I fucking love Lucky Star. I'm gonna take a hit of this shit. If you want to know what I'm listening to The Divine Move by Vampilia. If you Japanese post-rock album. Felt like listening to this one today. Alright, number 19 is Petite Princess Yushi. Definitely a show I need to rewatch. I watched it pretty recent. I watched it in the last few years. But I would love to watch it again. Petite Princess Yushi is definitely the most underrated Gainax show. I very much wish it was talked about in the same vein as like Ava or Gurren Lagann. Because it's fucking great. I mean, it was based off Gainax's Princess Maker games. It was sort of an adaptation of that, but like from my understanding, the characters are pretty, like, original, with the exception of Cube. I know Cube is in those games, but the show seems to be very different in its own thing. And much like a lot of my favorite shows, it is about friendship. The whole conceit of this show is that there's a bunch of girls and they go to a princess school, and they're all princesses of fucking something. But they all have a curse that they're all 17 years old and been cursed to look like they're 12 for whatever reason that you find out later in the show. And it sort of plays into this thematic thing. I tend to love stories about a group of kids disregarding the shit that their stupid adults in their life put them in, because of the structures they built previous to them. I love that shit. Homestuck is my favorite thing ever made for a reason. Because Homestuck just takes that idea and magnifies it to unbelievable degrees. But, like, this show is also about that, and also about the bonds shared between all of them. They all have, like, it's about 5 girls, and they all have their areas of what their princess is. You know, they're all working to do to get platinum fucking princess. They want the eternal tiara, which kind of feels like this social promise that is forced upon them. The vow to chase this one thing and to become certified. Every character is extremely charming, because you have Yushi. She has a really big forehead. I like that about her. And she's the main character. She's very headstrong. She's very cute. She very much reminds me of, like, Akko from Little Witch Academia with slightly less ADHD, which makes me think that was probably an influence on this. Fucking Glenda is the sexy brown bitch with the titties out. By the way, all the demons are dark-skinned in this show, which is crazy. But putting that aside, Glenda is one of the best characters. She's really bitchy. And I love that about her. She's always right. She's a bitchy fucking princess of hell, and her dad is Satan. And Satan is just like a goofy, embarrassing dad that she's like, God damn it, I don't want to fucking deal with this nigga. I'm the fucking princess of the demon world. I'm gonna call it hell because that's funnier. Glenda she's bad as shit. I don't know why they drew her like that, but she's bad as shit. Fucking, there's Elamina, who I think is my personal favorite. She's the princess of heaven. She's like an angel, and she has a robot. They all have, like, familiars. I forgot what they call the familiars, because I'm pretty sure they call it a different fucking thing. But like, hers is a robot, and I fucking love that. Like, this princess angel of heaven has a robot companion that's just, like, bigger than her and carries her around, and she's also, like, super, like, emotionless and, like, very particular and perfectionist, because her father, God, the Christian God, is just this, like, stern asshole who, like, expects so much of her. The episode where all of them go to heaven and they, like, help her out with her problem and shit, is my personal favorite episode of the show. I watch that shit all the time. I love Elamina. There's also Beth. I fucking love her. She's the princess of the fairy world. She doesn't trust these hoes at first. It's actually, like, well over halfway through the show until she actually, like, gets integrated into the friend group. And she do not trust these hoes at first. But they win her over because she's, like, in love with Kokoru, who, is, like, the fucking princess of, like, the ghost world. And her familiar is, like, a little ghost guy, which I think is really cute. And they definitely have, like, an implied romance thing going on with each other, and it's super cute. Like, they blush at each other and shit, and it's like Beth is like the angry butch who's like, I don't fucking trust these hoes, I don't trust anyone, what the fuck are you guys doing, you guys are fucking up. And Kokoru's like, she's like nice, very much like Hazuki from Ojamajo Doremi, similar voice and demeanor and everything, and she's super sweet to her, and so this is Het Slop. I must warn you that, like, Yushi is in love with this dude called Prince Arrow, and it's fine. It's fine. I mean, but it's not the point of the show. The point of the show is the friendship. Like, it's about friendship, and it's about, like, how friendship is literally magic, like the ponies. But, like, you know, but, like, the Het Slop, it's there, but you still got some Yuri to, like, be like, alright, that's my palate cleanser, so I can handle all this fucking gay shoujo shit. I promise I don't hate all heterosexual relationships and shoujo anime. I love a lot of them. I love Kodocha, guys. I fucking love Kodocha. I love Kodocha. You don't understand. I love Mermaid Melody. Yeah, watch fucking Petite Princess Yushi. They go on adventures. The show starts out very episodic. They're basically doing a bunch of things where, like, their princessly duties involve them helping people, and so it's kind of just them, like, doing jobs on like, random shit for a bunch of different people. And it feels very heartfelt, each episode. Like, each episode is a really good idea and leaves you feeling really nice inside. I really like that. I really like episodic shows for this reason, where you're just following an ensemble cast and going from thing to thing, and each episode is its own idea done really well. And it makes the world feel much bigger, and if you do that, and you do an episodic thing where you're just exploring the world, and having fun with the friends, and getting to know everybody, and knowing them in their mundane states, like, you fucking befriend them. They're not just, like, fighting, you know what they do, and not only do you know, you feel like you've been with them, that they become part of your life, and then the plot kicks in, then the action stuff kicks in. That's the shit I do like. Okay? Because it fucking makes the emotional second half much more impactful. This is just coming from years of rage of people, like, calling shit in Steven Universe, like, filler, or saying that there's no point to the Owl House Season 1. It's like, or, like, people who get bored at the first half of Evangelion. Like, this is the shit I like. It literally is just a good writing decision to start off with the mundane and then expand from there. Homestuck also does this. It does this to the furthest extent I've ever seen, other than me, of course, when I just made 12 chapters of a slice of life comic about friends, and then broke reality and started throwing porn at you guys because I'm fucking based and epic. Yeah, watch Petite Princess Yushi. It's fucking great. The ending is like the saddest thing ever, and the less you know about the ending, the better. But the ending is just this like pure affirmation of friendship and what the fuck that means amidst all this structural nonsense they were forced into and had to fucking get out of, you know? Great. Petite Princess Yushi's fucking great. Watch it. Number 18 is Azumanga Daioh. You know, it's fucking Azumanga Daioh, nigga. Like, what do you want me to say? It's the fucking... Everyone's seen this show by now. I think literally everyone on Earth has seen Azumanga Daioh. Like, even if you're, like, at a certain age. Like, even if you don't fucking watch anime. Like, I know my fucking friend, Camellia Cangario, I don't know how much our audiences interact, but they're one of my best friends. She's seen like 4 anime in her entire life. Like she fucking has not seen much of the Japanese cuisine that fucking why did I say that? But she's seen Azumanga Daioh and knows ball. She's a ball knowledge expert on fucking Azumanga Daioh, and because it's like perfect shitpost comedy for the internet, that just like continues being funny. The more, even though the show's like 25 years old, I mean the manga's even older. The manga's like almost 30 years old. Fucking, it's just like you got a bunch of dumb hoes, and they're the greatest. They're just the most entertaining people to watch. I know about this thing where this headcanon that all the girls are secretly stoned, which would make sense of why they interact like that. But I actually have a better theory. I think only Osaka is stoned. I think she is like she actually has like a horrible anxiety disorder, and to the point where like it cripples her and she can't go to school. So her mom just like gives her weed, and just sends her to school, and that's why. And she's just high as fuck all the time. She needs like a shit ton of it throughout the day. And this is super illegal in Japan. Like she can't be doing this shit. But like it's fine because they're all like high schoolers, so they don't know what a weed is and what it does to you. So they just think Osaka is just like fucking wacky, you know. So like her thought, like, so Osaka is just like an amazing character when you really think about it, because her thought process is so genuinely abstract and different. Like the conclusions that she comes to based on the information presented in front of her is like so utterly bizarre that I'm like, and so unique that it kind of doesn't really fit into any distinct archetype. Like Chio is an archetype more so because it was recognizable. It's like, oh yeah, the fucking like a naive baby genius. Like I know, I tell what that is. Tomo's just like a Genki girl. Tomo's just the rowdy Genki girl. She's like a little bit more of a cunt than most other Genki girls, but she's still just like the fucking Genki girl of the group. Like, you know, like Yukari is like the nonchalant, irresponsible as fuck teacher. Probably, you know, like, is she more of a devious piece of shit than like Sawako Sensei from K-On? I don't know. Because Yukari's just violent and destructive physically, whereas Sawako is like genuinely a sexual pest who preys on young girls for her so she can fucking be affirmed because she's pathetic, because all child molesters are like that. God, what the fuck am I talking about? What I'm saying is that all of these girls are fucking like archetypes that, like, and they're great archetypes. They often do very interesting things with those archetypes, and they really bring them, they're like amazing, unique characters. But like, Osaka is like fucking, I wish I wrote Osaka. I wish I could write a character like Osaka, like that, like I'm like in awe of Osaka being one of the greatest characters ever written. It's very clear that she herself is so unique that, like, obviously she's the most popular character. I love Sakaki too. I really relate to Sakaki. I relate to fucking, because like Sakaki is like relatable, especially if you're like a tall trans girl, and you're like it's like people are scared of you and think and shit, and like you don't emote. Like, Sakaki was a lot like me in school, where I was just like tall and scary looking and didn't emote very much, and so people were really scared of me. It's also why I related a lot to Toradora, because Ryuji's experience is a lot like mine. But Sakaki's like, but she can't communicate that she just likes cute things. She just kind of enjoys cute things, and that's kind of me. I kind of just like cute things. I'm kind of just like a dumb slut who likes cute shit. So, like, Sakaki is like particularly relatable to me because of that. Like, and she keeps trying to get close to the cute thing, and then it like is hostile towards her. She just can't grasp it. It really feels like a metaphor for the trans femme experience, and like I don't know. I absolutely love her, and when she gets the cat towards the end, you're like, wow, there's cum all over my TV screen, because I've been edging for 25 episodes, and it's finally happened, and now I have to replace my TV because it not only has water damage, but the sheer force of my cum blew a hole into the TV screen, and now it's cracked everywhere. I fucking hate my life. I hate having this disorder. Nobody understands. I could never have sex with a woman and I'd kill her instantly. I would fucking annihilate her and demolish her, and she would be a fucking soup. And I would have to deliver the soup to her parents and issue a formal apology, in which I will kill myself, because after all, I am Japanese. Because I'm talking about some Japanese fucking anime. This show is just like an infinite meme generator. It has been doing nothing but generating memes for 20 goddamn years on the internet. Like, people can't get enough of this shit. And it just makes me very happy. Himura is a crazy, like, there's just like a hell of out of pocket and interesting decisions made throughout the show. Like, Himura as a character just being a creepy, insane pedophile. It is not in like a normal anime way. It's like he's genuinely off-putting and uncanny. He's fucking like, like his behaviors are unlike anything else, and so, like, you know, it's a show that and like Chio's father being this recurring gag, just like complete like surrealist absurdism that sort of like bubbles to the surface as like really dry and slow slice of life humor. Like, I do like Azumanga Daioh is like surreal, and gets and that surreality gets enhanced if you watch this shit high as fuck. But because it's mostly just this like slice of life show that occasionally has dreamy moments, I think it's like surreality is like emphasized, and it becomes an ethereal show. Like, the show shines in the clouds. Like, the show like enraptures you in light, and like brings you to this like more pure state. It is like atmospheric bliss. It takes you. It's like silent. It's like the Silent Hill 2 of anime. If you really think about it, if you're really using your noodle and observe the red line going to and fro here, okay? Like, I need you to understand, bitch. Like, the extent to which this fucking show right here, is like changing your brain chemistry and fucking it up entirely. In a good way, of course. Kagura is great. I love Kagura. I like how she's a dumb butch. Representing for our kind, truly. Fucking Chio is really funny. I don't know why Chio just so thoroughly inspires, like, hatred. Like, I have really no idea why Chio just, like, inspires just, like, vehement rage from everybody on Earth, but she does. Like, she is just, like, a fucking demon, you know? And maybe like the idea of the show being like a gloopy psychedelic show made of bubbling archetypes makes her like just like kind of become this kawaii entity that kind of makes you like the like power hungry person in your head like immediately crush it, because things that resemble more animalistic and, as we understand, pure things like inspires us to like destroy it and turn it into us, but also capture it so it can live on eternally inside us. Like, maybe that's the thing about Chio. The show's so fucking powerful, man. Like, Yomi's just fat, and who gives a fuck about Yomi? No, Yomi's fine. Yomi's fine. I like how she's just like the abuse slut of Tomo, and Tomo's just like evil. She's the evil as shit, and like beats the shit out of her every day. And she just handles. They just like they're just like codependent on each other for whatever reason. And you look at it and you go, wow, they're just never gonna get out of this. They're gonna get married like this, and they're gonna be trapped in like the isolated domesticity forever, and they'll just rot, and they'll be terrible to each other. Their kids will be fucked up. They'll be like me, and just like have no connection to anything real. It's fucked up. I've been recording for 42 minutes. This video is gonna be fucking long. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like break this into parts. I'm gonna have to like have this be a ongoing thing. Maybe it'll be, this will be like episode 1, 20 to 15. I might literally have to do it like that. Because Jesus Christ, my ADHD ass just rambles on endlessly. So yeah, this is now the series. It's of top 20 anime podcast thingy. I know you all love it when I talk. I know you all can't get enough of me. I know you all just like froth at the mouth whenever I make a video. So here you go. Watch Azumanga. If you haven't seen Azumanga Daioh, you don't exist. So moving on to number 17, Hibernate Renmei. I love angels. I'm obsessed with angels. This is probably the origin of my angelic obsession. I fucking love Hibernate Renmei, obviously. I remember the first time I watched this show, it was in 2016, and it was the first time Donald Trump got elected. And at the time, I was a edgelord, sniveling piece of shit. So I was just like excited that Trump was getting elected, because I wanted like my mom to like be owned or whatever, and fucking during that day, it was like I got to stay home from school, and I watched all of Haibane Renmei that day, and it was instantly like a favorite of mine. Like, I just wanted to live in that world. Like, not so much for like the caste system or whatever, and like the way the society is structured, but more so I just wanted to like be in the like atmosphere of that show. It just feels so utterly nice. Like, fucking, it's like, because I'm just like obsessed with like gloomy weather and like cottagecore aesthetics and like being in the gloom world, and like these, and like obviously like the post Evangelion era deeply appealed to me as a kid because of my love for that kind of vibe. Haibane Renmei does it in like kind of one of the most like serene ways. Like, this show, like, atmosphere alone is like so good. I mean, the thing about me is that I'm often attracted to shows that are that feel nice to watch, because I'm just like so impressionistic, so like utterly impressionistic, that like I like the thing that attracts me to a show is just like how like the atmosphere is. And this show is instantly like I never felt like more immersed into a show than Haibane Renmei. And like, it gets really sad. Like, it gets really tragic. Like, the relationship between Raka and Reki is absolutely like heartbreaking, and it's a show that's just like equal parts melancholic and beautiful, and it's learning about like letting go. And I have this like philosophy that like we're all angels, and an angel is a type of creature that can traverse any dimension, and like, you have to, like, angels have to be free. Like, they eventually move on from this world because it is like the world in Haibane Renmei is restrictive. The Haibanes live separately from the humans, and there's a strict caste system of authority within it, and there's the walls, and they want to go beyond the walls, and it's like it's just like you have to let the angels free, and it's okay because the cycle of rebirth continues to occur. And the show kind of just like deliberates on that. It's about death and letting go, and like different people's journeys in life. Like, Ku is a free spirit and naturally had to be set free, and that fucks up Raka. And like, it's a utterly beautiful show that makes me feel all these fucked up emotions that I don't know what to do with. And it's a show I can continue to come back to. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time. The album stopped happening a long time ago, so I'm actually just going to put on the Haibane Renmei OST right now, if I feel like listening to it. Let me hear this shit. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's like sad and philosophical and about angels in this like pastoral, gloomy thing with English or West, like European inspired folk music, and like that's one of the ways you capture my heart. I almost feel weird talking about this show with words. Like, it is like such like an impressionistic feeling in my chest. about Hajime Renmei. Like, talking about any one aspect of the show just kind of escapes me, because I just kind of become overwhelmed with emotions thinking about this show. It means so much to me. I love that it was a thing that I watched very early on in my life, and because I watched it when I was like 13. And so it's like a primordial squishy show for me. So, I'm sure most of you watching this have seen Hajime Renmei, but if you have not watched that shit. Number 16 is Hidamari Sketch. This is the last one I'm going to be talking about for this block of video. I'm probably going to do this every day until I have all the parts, and probably just release them all at once. Fucking Hidamari Sketch is another cute girls doing cute things show. It's my personal favorite Studio Shaft show, at least until I most likely rewatch goddamn Monogatari. I'm high as fuck. Hidamari Sketch is so serene, and it like borders on Iyashikei. And there's so much of it. Like, it's a show where, like, you know, I always wanted to do the thing where you, for a year, watch Hidamari Sketch on, like, a Hidamari Sketch episode on each day that it takes place on. Because, like, every Hidamari Sketch episode takes place on a specific day. And, often those days are presented out of order. But, like, I would love to, like, have, like, a Hidamari Sketch calendar and watch each show on the day it supposedly takes place. That sounds really comfy. I remember the first time watching this show, I literally fell asleep, not because I was bored, but because I was so utterly soothed by it. Like, it's a show that has, like, all its, like, semiotics and rituals that are occurring. It has, like, Yuno has, like, the X's on her hair, and when those recur, and when the characters, like, become abstracted, and then, like, certain features are emphasized, and they're, like, goofy, funny, Shaft direction. It's like, it does stuff to your fucking religious, like, ritual brains that, like, makes this show kind of worthy of worship subconsciously. And so you start drawing long Yuno, or wide Yuno, you start drawing Yuno, you start drawing her wide as fuck, and you see her take a bath every single episode, and it's just really fucking nice. If you're like a major Ikuhara fact like I am, then you understand. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. I also love Sai and Hiro. They are pretty much canonically like a couple, which I absolutely love. At least they get as close to confirming that they're a couple as possible. I mean, there is literally that scene where Yuno walks in on them like about to fuck or something. So I think they might be a couple, guys. I don't know for sure, guys. Like, it could be the translation is, like, not, maybe, like, a problem with the subs, but, like, I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know. Fuck. This show, has just kind of the best art direction ever. Fitting for a show about a bunch of bitches going to a goddamn art school. These bougie hoes get to live in an apartment and go to an art school, I guess. And it's fucking great. This is another show that I struggle to talk, because it's another, like, very ethereal show to me, but, like, it's a little bit easier. Because, like, the appeal of the show is very straightforward. It's another show where there's just, like, a bunch of friends hanging out. But, like, it's different because you get to see them, like, do art stuff a lot. Like, they're students who are always working on projects and doing art school stuff, and kind of seeing like the show, each episode be like these interesting aesthetic ideas. Like there's the 4th episode of season 1 where it's I think that's the 4th episode of season 1, whichever one where Yuno is sick and it just becomes like more of a fever dream. It's just like fucking cum mixed with, it's like Shaft doing its thing to the extreme, applying to a show so low key and serene. It's like a very, very comfy experience. The principal looks like a Venus. I like that about him. He looks like a fucking cock. I like that. I like how he's the only male in this show, and he's just like a weak, frail phallus, like barely hanging on to dear life, as fucking female peace just like washes over the entire show and defeats the fucking male gaze every day. But his fucking spirit is secretly piloting the teacher I don't remember the name of with the fat titties who keeps sexually harassing her students. She's like even worse than Sawako Sensei. God damn. What the fuck? But we all know who Best Girl is, right? And it's Miyako. She's the goofy one. She's funny. She's like, Yunachi. And you're like, yep, that's my bitch right there. That's my girl. That's who the fuck I am all about. Yeah, no, I love the we love these hoes as outcasts, let's say, is what I would say about this fucking show. It is a show that I often just put on when I need to chill out, or when I'm like cooking, or when I'm like drawing or something. It's a show that's kind of designed to be like a part of your life, right down to how the episodes are structured. Like, yeah, they come out in 12 episode chunks like every anime does, but it still like is kind of designed for you to just have it on in the background of your life, and I really like that about it. Yuno is the sweetest fucking creature of all time. I don't know how you make a Yuno that fucking epic, but they really did it. They really put the X's in her hair, and whoever thought of that, the mangaka, who's based as fuck, have you guys ever seen that image of her just like saying gay shit about female characters? And you know that like her fetishistic obsession with girls and their everyday lives are so deep-seated that it can only create something this beautiful, you know? And, you know, the other hoes who show up later in the show, it's fucking... Because, like, there's the white-haired girl. God damn it. I need to... Because I rewatched the first half of the show way more often than the second half. God damn it, I'm so stupid. Or I used to be a big dick anime YouTuber, guys. I used to be so fucking articulate. Now I'm stupid. All I do is smoke weed and draw pictures. I don't use my brain. Yeah, fucking Nori and Nazuna. They're all so great. Especially Nazuna. Nazuna's even like more of like a brittle dust mite pathetic creature than Yuno is. Like, she actually feels like her head is like made of mush, and if she slips and falls down the stairs, she'll just like become like a deflated fucking basketball, and they would have to like reconcile with that for the rest of their lives. She's fucking she's like a fucking pleasant little moe blob, like key visual novel level fucking creature. all the openings are great. One of the openings sounds like an Andrew WK song, and I like that about it. Yeah, fucking watch Hidamari Sketch, bitch. Fucking watch this shit. Hidamari Sketch is, just like happiness incarnate. It's like, I can't believe it, you know. And like the art direction is unlike anything else. So I'm gonna end this section here. This will be part 1. I don't know, maybe I'll just like make this a giant fucking 18-hour video, or however long it's gonna be. But yep, I'm gonna cap it off right here and record tomorrow. Alright, I'm back. I'm recording another day. This video is gonna be so long because I think instead of breaking it into parts, I'm just gonna edit this together in one giant video. But yeah, I'm a top 20 anime. I'm starting with number 15, which is Gushing Over Magical Girls. Gushing Over Magical Girls really feels like a show that I've like waited my entire life to get to watch or get to have exist in the world. Because the thing with ecchi that I've always had an issue with is that it's, of course, very male-centered, and that kind of comes with the territory that ecchi mainly exists to satisfy like a virginal male otaku perspective, and there's obviously nothing wrong with being a man or an otaku or a virgin, you know. That's really sick, but like my perspective is a little different in the sense that at the very least I like seeing. I want more Yuri ecchi. I wanted like, especially like a harem. Like I've always been like, you know, it'd really be cool if I just had like an ecchi harem show that appealed to my tastes. If it was like Yuri and like, or like about magical girls, or then it has the kinks that I like. And so I feel like I may have like accidentally, like through some Homestuck magic, like made this show exist through my deep Kokoro's wish to see this exact thing. But I'm extremely thankful that it exists. I'm like, yeah, no, this is how I know that despite everything, I feel like I'm in my best timeline because I get to see Gushing Over Magical Girls exist right in front of me. And not only that, but it's about, you know, Utena Hiragi being this, like, cute fucking, cute fucking wet cat creature, who's just, like, a magical girl otaku, and she's very shy and timid, and you get to see her, like, be a dominatrix who, like, you know, it's about, because, like, the show is like really about kink, like itself. It's really like examining what kink is all about, and like it obviously takes stylistic liberties the entire time, but it is about like kink and genuinely examining the details of its appeal, because Utena loves magical girls, and in this world, magical girls are, like, real, but they're also, like, a franchise, which is really funny. But, like, they're real, and, she loves magical girls. She's a huge magical girl otaku, and she's forced into this villain position and then, like, you know, dominate sexually these girls. These magical girls that she so looks up to, and she realizes that she loves doing that. It's a part of her like play. It's how she's expressing her love, and like because the show thought to like include that, I feel like it's understands kink more than any other show. Like, genuinely, it feels like, okay, this person has at least thought about it. Like, what, like, why would you engage in these scenarios? Well, it's because I love them. It's because it's fun to play pretend. It's because it is born out of nothing but an utmost love and admiration. And so because the show has that outlook, it allows itself to be very fun and adding all these really enjoyable characters. Kiwi's obviously great. She's just like obsessed with Utena and is trying to fuck her all the time. And Utena doesn't seem very interested. It's also like implied in the show, like he was like literally like 15 years old, but is like uploading nudes to like Twitter, which is fucking crazy. Fucking, and then you have Kurisu, fucking Nero Alice, who's my personal favorite. Like obviously she'd be my fucking favorite. She's just like a mute lolly, whose parents are just like too busy to take care of her. And like it's just kind of like Utena and Kiwi like adopt her, and honestly the best like ecchi scene, the best like kink scene is her and Haruka, the pink magical girl, where it's like a whole age regression thing, and then involving the pink one peeing herself, and it's like the show has all like my boxes checked like kink wise, and I'm just like, this really feels like I generated this shit from my fucking deep subconscious or something. And then like when like Nemo and Matama fucking show up later, where Matama is like just like a shitty idol and Nemo is just like, well, she sucks, but I love that bitch, so like, and then it just makes them fuck. Oh my god, I was stimming with this mechanical pencil, and then I just the little thing that is on a mechanical pencil, I just like snapped off. Well, that sucks. Anyway, every character is like a different kink and a different opportunity to explore. But the relationship and like the most interesting aspect of the show is obviously between Utena and Sayo, the blue one, where it's like the blue, I'm just going to call her the blue one. The blue one is really into it. The blue one gets dominated and just can't stop thinking about it and becomes absolutely addicted to being like a subby little fucking rope bunny for Utena. Or Magia Baser. I'm sorry, I'm a fake Precure because I just call them by their regular names even when they're transformed. I'm a fake fucking Precure fan. You can crucify me outside of the yard. But, she was, she gets into that, and there's two crazy scenes with them. One is when Sayo just like mind breaks and starts being like, I'm your fucking sex doll, and then Utena's like, nah, this can't go, because like the thing Utena likes in this relationship is the fact that they're fighting back. Like she does not want someone who's subservient. She wants someone who is she is like brat only, bro. I need resistance, like she's playing the villain. She is providing these characters with an opportunity to triumph and show their greatness as magical girls. And so like later in the series, like towards the end, when she sees her again, she's like she's like, nah, I got my fighting spirit, even though she's secretly into it and is like, oh man, I love being fucking dominated. I can't believe this it's like, that's a relationship they both engage with. I do think Utena, like, overreacted. She's just like, no, because you got fucking that real autistic rage. And there's, you know what, I'm not even going to tell you about the last scene, because you need to just watch this shit. You just need to watch this shit right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, if you're a normie, but, like, even normies like this show. Like, that's how good this is. Like, the characters are so endearing, and it's kind of like this, like, and I feel like it is a thing where, like, oh yeah, this isn't this is like a very unique, ecchi show. This is not just going through the motions of just, let's remake Urusei Yatsura forever. We've been doing this for like 50 years, and let's just keep doing it. Like, instead, it's like something that, it's like a combination of things that the author is clearly extremely passionate about, and I just also so happen to be extremely passionate about. I feel, there's two kindred spirits on Earth. Oh, there's a few kindred spirits on Earth for me. But, like, in terms of fucking, like, people who make magical girl things. Like, what's the author's name? Fucking Akihiro Ononaka. Yeah, Akihiro Ononaka. He understands me. Who also understands me is Kiana Consmith, who makes Gushing Over Magical Girls. Like, she fucking understands me. And I'm like these two combined. That's what the fuck I'm all about. So yeah, Gushing, I definitely fucking am excited for season 2. I should just, like, read the manga though, because I don't even know if season 2 is coming out at this point. Like, it's been announced for like over 2 years now, so like I don't fucking know, man. Like, but whatever. Even if it doesn't, I'm not mad. Just even getting a little bit of Gushing Over Magical Girls in this lifetime is splendid. There's also a Eurytopia type show where, like, there's no men, which is pretty epic. There ain't no kind of men in this universe. And, fucking, I love Gushing. It's great to rewatch. It's great to just put on. I wish I need more epic, perverted Yuri anime about magical girls. But you know what? You gotta be the change you want to see in this fucking universe, you feel me? So, like, you know how it is. Alright, number 14 is Yuri Yuri. I actually recorded season 1 of Yuri Yuri, specifically is number 14. Because, like, I actually recorded a vlog about this. I guess I'm just going to do the vlog again because I never released it. But, okay, so, like, season 1 of Yuri Yuri, like, I like the other, well, I'm like 9 episodes into season 2, and I just had it on hold for a while, because, like, the other, like, later Yuri Yuri is still good, but I think only season 1 has this, like, specific greatness, because season 1 is just really unhinged, because, like, the thing about Yuri Yuri is that I feel like it's the most, like, nakedly, like, just desire-pilled, like, cute girls doing cute things show. Like, it doesn't pretend you are here for anything else other than to watch cute, dumb girls be cute and dumb, and there's a high possibility they're going to be gay with each other. And it's just going through the motions. Usually, like, even in these kinds of shows, there's some sort of, like, plot or topic or something that kind of, like, binds the episode into feeling like a real episode. Not Yuri Yuri. Yuri Yuri is just, like, straight ADHD stream of consciousness. Like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, now suddenly we are in the theater and I'm yelling at this bitch because we were just watching ourselves. Okay, now it's just, and like, it's just like a show that's kind of has this almost like Homestuck-esque like trolling or deception to it, kind of like fucking with the audience. Like Akari is like you are led to think that Akari is the main character, but she isn't. Kyoko is. Akari is like the fake main character, and it's just a running gag throughout the show that she is like invisible. She might as well not exist. She is oblivious to the fact that everyone around her is a raging lesbian, and she clearly isn't. Which is tough shit because she also seems to live in a Eurytopia bereft of men, and like so that's just like a running joke that Akari is like literally invisible and has nothing going for her despite being the main character, but not actually, because Kyoko, again, she's the main character. She's the fucking rowdy tomboy, not tomboy, but like she's a rowdy Genki one, and she pushes everything forward. She doesn't fucking think. She wants to fuck Chinatsu purely on the fact that she looks like her favorite magical girl character, which is like, yeah, man, I kind of feel Kyoko on that one. Yeah, Mirakudin, fucking, I feel her on that because I feel like I would do the same. I would also just become obsessed with a girl if she looks like one of my characters, and like, or one of my favorite characters. If one of my characters too, that'd be even more fucked up. Yeah, but obviously Kyoko belongs to Yui. Chinatsu also wants to. There's all these pining connections between all of these girls, and like it's just like kind of doing like just having, because the show desperately wants to, just like cute little Yuri moments where they just have like really pleasant interactions. Like the show just feels so like loose and free, and it all culminates into like the last episode, which is honestly probably in my like top 5 episodes of anime of all time, and I'm gonna talk about it because it's my video. I don't give a fuck. Fucking Chitose is my favorite character. She is this cute white-haired girl with glasses, and she's just like constantly thinking about Kyoko and her friend Ayana fucking getting together, and as always, but she's generally thinking Ayano, not Ayana. I'm a fucking fake fan. Oh no, I'm gonna be arrested. I don't remember shit, mostly because I'm high and I just woke up and I got like 5 hours of sleep. But anyway, any area this bitch is having a fucking nosebleed and shit. And she also has a more serious twin sister named Chizuru. And in the 12th episode, it's just like silly. It's just silliness, Akari is like taking, because like all the characters are just like sleeping in the school for some fucking reason, and Akari is taking a bath in a fucking barrel thing, and then she rolls down a hill and crashes into a river. And it's just shit like that happening all the time. But no, Chitose fucking eats a chocolate because she's not allowed to eat chocolate. But when she eats chocolate, she can't help but kiss every girl around her, including her twin sister. And then she starts kissing all of them. Oh no! See, this is why I fucking love anime. It's because you can just make a show that is this. See, when I was a fucking small little baby who took myself really seriously, I was like, nah, man, anime is good because it has shows like Evangelion and Serial Experiment Lane in it, and that's definitely true. We're gonna get to both of those shows at some point in my list, but it's also because you get to just have animation, which is the thing I care a lot about, just fulfill a, like, desire just to see cute shit happen, just to see, like, pleasant interactions, or just like wish fulfillment in general. You get to just like have shows that just like hit that pleasure center and are just like euphoric for you to watch because it pertains to your specific interests, without it feeling like it has to earn it. Because the thing about Americans is that we feel like we have to earn these things, that like they have to be peppered in between things that we can, quote, take more seriously. Like, the reason why, like, Breaking Bad's more comedic moments are like so revered is because it's perceived as like a serious show that has shit that like matters in it. It's not a dig at Breaking Bad, obviously. Breaking Bad is great, but it's like that kind of thing often. Like, these moments of, like, levity or, like, maybe a little bit of fan service or wish fulfillment is accepted in shows that have an overarching plot that you don't have to feel embarrassed about. But here's the thing. I'm trying to rid the embarrassment from my very soul. I don't need to feel embarrassed because I'm always partying like Andrew WK. And so, because I love partying, I want to have shows that embody the spirit of partying, in that it is just fully going into their fulfilling their artistic desires without feeling like it needs to justify itself. And Yuri Yuri, out of every cute girls doing cute things show, doesn't feel like it needs to justify itself. It feels completely comfortable in playing around and being silly and not really caring about doing much else. And that's what I love about it. Shout out Sakurako, just like punching Himawari in the tits every single day of her life. She can't handle this hoe. But don't worry, they're gonna make out and it's gonna be fucking epic. Yeah, nah, and like I feel like Yuri Yuri later becomes more of like a normal cute girl slice of life show. Like, I do genuinely feel like you don't really have a moment where Chinatsu just like sexually assaults Akari just out of nowhere, like just because she's like, I need to practice kissing so when I kiss Yui, my fucking prince, because she's just like, because I guess she just sees like a masked lesbian and goes, yep, and you know, girl, I get it, but yeah, but she needs to practice kissing, and so it just like forces herself on Akari because she felt like it, and I'm just like, that's fucking hella. You don't, and so like, I don't know, the later Yuri Yuri I obviously still like, and I love this show, and I love listening to the insert songs, and also it has the first season of Yuri Yuri has one of the greatest OPs of all time. I am fucking fully in with that. Love these girls. Love this show. I am in awe of it every single time I think of it. You know, the show is for 7-year-olds and perverts, and I'm both. Number 13 is the, I guess, the only movie on here. Well, we have like a 2-episode OVA later, but the movie we have on here is Angel's Egg. You know, who doesn't love Angel's Egg? You know, if you don't like Angel's Egg, you're probably fucking lying to me. Angel's Egg is one of my comfort things. I have been putting it on in the background of like when I'm just chilling or when I'm sleeping, or just having it on because it's just so comfy to me. You know, I find this kind of stuff really comfy, just like dark, slow atmosphere. Like this shit I just put on, I was paused for a bit. This fucking vaporwave shits. I fucking, like, you know, it is just like the comfiest movie ever made to me. And yeah, it's like really sad, especially like by the end. She gets her egg broke and then she dies because she kills herself. And like, it's really sad, but like, it's just like the atmosphere of the entire movie and like the art design and everything about it is just like exploring this world for like 70 minutes and just seeing like the most like beautiful and breathtaking art you can see. And I fucking love that shit. Like, you know, I'm sure a lot of you love that shit too. I feel like it is possible that, like, if I rewatch it, because I do love this movie, but I need to rewatch it. Night on the Galactic Railroad is very similar, and I can see it basically just putting Night on the Galactic Railroad like right next to Angel's Egg, because it's kind of a similar thing that kind of appeals to me even more on a conceptual level now, but that's not about that. It's about Angel's Egg. It's definitely my favorite Mamoru Oshii work. I definitely like when Mamoru Oshii is as weird and expressive as he can possibly be, and I definitely think this is one of those instances where it's just like him, like, it's basically slow cinema, just like having these two explore this world. And I don't know, like, trying to put this movie into words feels like the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life, because it's just like, it's fucking Angel's Egg. You watch it and you disappear from yourself into the movie, and like you just like float away. And it's really cool that this, like, because of the internet and because of like other countries fucking with this movie so heavy, like it's now way more available and finally like got the praise that it deserves, because like this is one of the most like critically acclaimed anime films now. Like, people know about Angel's Egg, especially because it has those fucking Final Fantasy character designs. The name is escaping me. I can't remember names. I hate names. I hate naming things ever. I don't want names. I just have the impression of a thing in my head. Fuck names. See, I've always really related to the girl in Angel's Egg who doesn't have a name. She's just the girl. Because like, you know, I just because like I feel like if you're like an autistic person, or really not just autistic, just like anybody who's like had like a thing that's really precious to you, or like you've had like these routines that mean a lot to you, and then it's just taken away, and so like there's a kind of like irreconcilable like grief to that. Like, it's like, oh, now my life is over, and I like feel like I can't go back, and it's like a devastating feeling. Like whenever she gets that point where she gets her egg broken, like I feel her, like she has these like everything surrounding the egg, like these rituals and stuff, and it's like it feels very religious, and then having that just like be broken is just like, fuck, man. Like, I feel her, and she's one of my favorite characters because, like, you know, I don't know, she feels very angelic to me. Like, she's literally in my top 10 characters on my anime list. You know, that is another good video idea. Just talking about my favorite characters in anime. But anyway, yeah, no, fucking, I love Angel's Egg. Shit, I'll probably watch it tonight. Cause it's just, I've seen this movie so many times, and it's just like kind of my go-to when people are like, hey, you just want to put on a movie to talk over? I'm like, yeah, dude, just put on Angel's Egg. You know? Yeah, fucking love that shit. Number 12 is Momentary Lily. So y'all are fucking sleeping on Momentary Lily. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now, bitch. None of you who are watching this, with the exception of my literal girlfriend, probably knows what the fuck this show is. Or maybe you do. If you like Momentary Lily, please let me know in the comments so I can heart your comment and know that I'm eternally allied to you, and you basically own my soul. Not really. So yeah, Studio Gohans. I'm a Studio Gohans defender. Studio Gohans is fucking sick. I'm watching their newest show right now, Heavy Knight. That shit. Yeah, the exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system. I'm really, really enjoying that show. Gohan, now, you might be, you may be an idiot, and think that art is good because of what it doesn't do, because of the rules it follows, or because it avoids certain things, and that, like, something is bad because it doesn't because it does do these things, and which it should avoid, like certain cliches or things that would not be necessary or whatever. But I'm a smart person. You see, I have a fucking thinker up here. And I know that art is great because of what it does do. And let me tell you, Gohans is doing everything. It is animation entertainment to advance. These niggas are advancing. Okay? Like, they don't give a fuck about what you think, American anime fan. They're going to put in as many insane, complex fight scenes as they want. They're gonna fucking fill everything with digital effects and insane shots. They're going to make the most maximalist, eye-bleeding color pop shit ever. And they're going to do whatever the fuck they want in each episode they do, you know? And, like, Momentary Lily, I think, out of all of their shows, appeals to me the most, because it is simultaneously like a Cute Girls Doing Cute Things show, where it's about a bunch of friends, and a lot of the time they're just hanging out, but it's also a completely schizophrenically insane action sequence full of, like, timelines and clones of the characters and reincarnation cycles, and it's an extremely psychedelic show. Like, the structure of the show and how the characters interact and all of these things just kaleidoscope out. And it really does feel like by the end of the show, it's like a DMT moment. It's like I'm in awe over this show, and it's just, and obviously something like that would appeal to me, and it looks amazing. Like, a lot of people think Gohan's shows look bad, and if you think that, you are stupid. You're literally we're born without eyes. This shit looks amazing. Every fucking hair follicle is animated, dude. Like, it's crazy. And, like, this show is, like, kind of like about how, like, friendship and special interests are, like, the purpose of life. Like, everyone has their particular interests, and they're all friends who like, stick together and talk about those interests. And despite them being in a fucked up psychedelic world where they have to fight these big blue guys, and they're always at risk of dying, and they're isolated, and there's, like, a hella small population and shit, like, it's fucking, like that's, like, they managed to find meaning in life despite that. And like, I don't know, it's just like the music is great. The show texturally is like nothing else, and it's just so unique. Like, because it's also a show about grief and reincarnation. Because the reason it's called Momentary Lily is because the sort of leader, Lily, or Yuri, whatever, who is, like, she is the kind of, like, leader of the group that carries them along and is, like, inspiring. She just, like, dies in episode 2, and, like, that is like, it immediately follows Renge, the actual main character, joining the group. And, like, you know, it's literally Momentary Lily. Like, the show revolves around the idea that this character has died, but this new character is a new connection they could make. And that's very beautiful to me. They keep her memory alive, and that idea is just expanded upon to such an insane degree that it's, like, genuinely hard to describe. Like, a lot of the granular plot details of the show escaped me because I'm not very good at describing it. But, like, it gets to existential bedrock. It gets to what the giant blue guys they have to fight are. They get to the mechanics of the universe, and it just spirals out. If you're a fucking homestuck like me, you need to get on this shit. It's like, I'm in fucking awe of this show. It genuinely feels like it's so intense in its, like, beauty that, like, it does just, like, make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. I feel like I see a lot in this show, and I don't know, maybe in, like, 25 years this will be, like, in, like, the top 10 anime on my anime list, you know? Like, maybe this shit was just so fucking ahead of its time that it doesn't make sense to nobody. I don't know. But the more I think about this show, the more I'm just like, this show is like... I also watched it on shrooms recently. I, like, put on my favorite episode, which is the one where they're all in the pool and they're trying to, like, record stuff to communicate to the outside world. And you know, it's the fan service episode, so I'm obviously all over that shit. Yeah, like I watched it on while I was, like, tripping, and, like, the textures were things that I, like, physically felt, and like literally, like, go on Sakuga board right now and look up Momentary Lily. You'll see, like, some of the craziest action scenes of all time, bro. And it's like, it's so layered with, like, these textural effect elements that, like, when I was tripping, I actually felt that shit. So, like, I definitely, like, strengthened my bond with this show recently. And that's why it's number 12 on this list, and it's pretty undeniable. Watch this shit. You know, it's like a DMT version of like Hidamari Sketch or something. Come on. Number 11 is Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is an interesting show because it's really popular. It's one of the most popular anime ever. But I feel like a lot of individuals don't really grasp the full breadth of Made in Abyss. Now, the thing with Made in Abyss that really appeals to me is that it, again, I love things that start off very mundane and small and insular, and then just expands unbelievably into the depths of the creator's imagination. And Made in Abyss, his world is so utterly incomprehensibly dense that it's a whole show that is designed to do that in a pretty consistently, almost linearly expansive way, where everything kind of builds on the previous thing as they get deeper into the abyss. The world gets more abstracted, things get more fucked up, but beauty and terror start feeling very similar in its giant magnifying feelings. And the idea of child exploitation just becomes more and more abstracted as they get deeper into the abyss. Conceptually, the things this show is willing to explore is absolutely unbelievable. Because especially once you get to Nanachi, and then they go see Bondrewd, and Bondrewd is putting kids in suitcases and shit, and you get to him as a character who, because this show is exploring love and what love is all about, and how love, shows that understand love and understand the power of love in the sense of a force that drives you and a connection that is made as the most powerful force in the universe. It explores that and expounds upon that Riko loves Reg, and she loves exploring, and she loves the abyss, and she loves her mother, and so she is exploring and going towards those things. The idea of exploring something you love, and how chaotic that can really be, how that can both spawn incredibly beautiful and incredibly horrific things. But again, as you get deeper, especially in season 2, those two feelings become married to each other. They become dependent on each other. When at the end of season 2, when Faputa destroys the village, who is also her mom, and it almost because she is driven to do so, she can't stop. She wants to. She is just on a purely feral, destructive path that is consuming her, even though she is aware of this. The fact that everyone's giving up pieces of their body for her, they worship her. It is what even is terror and beauty anymore? I guess, and it's not just that, but it's also, you meet Nanachi, they can't stop sniffing her, they can't stop exploring her, because they formed a bond, they now love her. It is, and with all of that, that kind of makes Bondrewd one of the most interesting villains, because he views love as an abstraction, a tool that he can use. The Nanachi MIDI experiment that he does is he views love as a tool to get to that point. He is a pure scientist. That's what makes him really fucked up and interesting. and him as sort of like this person who groomed and abused Nanachi, and as his eyes, he can still see through Nanachi's eyes. You know, I love shit like that. That's like, I love that. Honestly reminds me, because Nanachi is one of my favorite characters in all of anime, but another one of my favorite characters in all of anime is Krona from Soul Eater. The way that Krona is kind of eternally stuck with the symbol of Medusa's abuse, which is Ragnarok, taped to his fucking back, or their fucking back. Always they, them, Krona. Alright? You can do whatever you want. But you know, Ragnarok gets smaller. You know, the knowledge that Bondrewd is looking through Nanachi's eyes doesn't affect her nearly as much. It's like the abuse and trauma is still there, but you're managed to deal with it and transform it into something that is less hostile towards you as you go deeper into this adventure. And like, you know, like the horrifying body horror elements of the show as they raise from the abyss, and their bodies get deconstructed by the abyss. They get broken down as they rise from it. So they can only go down. It's a point of no return. And like, it's just like a show that knows how to hit you so viscerally, and so in such overwhelming like shit. Like it's like emotionally, I've just been obsessed with this show for like 2 years now, and have integrated its influence into my work greatly. The world building is also so fucking great. Like if you're a real adventure creature, and you like adventure in your media, the world building in this shit is absolutely incredible, obviously, because they're just like, alright, big fucking pit. The deeper you go, the more fucked up it gets. It's like dropping a concept into a machine. The concept spawns, and then goes all the way down. As you get farther from the surface, the rules change, and they change as well. And there's there's all these monsters and fauna and ways in which things work. They're like the mechanics and every single aspect of the world has been intensely thought through, and you can easily play around in this world in your imagination. I'm very excited for the new movie. You know, Rico, Reg, and Nanachi and Faputa, you know, they're all in a fucking epic polycule, and they're real friendship pilled, and that's fucking awesome. Nanachi is Benoy. She's literally me. Rest in peace, Midi, twice. You feel me? Oh, shouts out Ozen and Maruk also. They're really fun. I don't know, I feel like this show, despite being really popular, I don't think people like really get, like, they're like, oh yeah, this is like a fun adventure show with some fucked up scenes in it. It's like, well, it's so much more than that. You know, this is like Faputa is such a powerful idea for a character. It's like the revenge of the exploited child, like fucking, like the pure rage of fucking, like, being, of like her mother being like just like literally turned into this like horrifying creature that just births children endlessly. Like that's like everything is so fucking powerful, and like it really understands child exploitation, what it actually means. Like all these kids are exploited. They are like precious things that they feel that need to be protected by adults. At least that's how the adults view it. And like it's always like a resources thing. Like I can like a kid is the like they keep saying like a human child's the most valuable thing, and that is simply because that's how they view it. It's like, this is a blank slate that I can then fill myself with, and the trauma and how that manifests within these kids is so thoroughly explored. I think this show has done a lot to contextualize my own abuse that I went through as a kid, and allowed me to better contextualize it. I don't know. This show I have watched like recently enough, and have thought about extensively to the point where I can just talk about it endlessly. Like Momentary Lily is always just like it's hard to discuss granular details because the show just like takes me, and I'm like, oh fuck, the clones now in the fucking simulation, and the fucking and she was inside the weapon, and like with this I'm like, okay, no, I fucking ruminate on this show literally constantly all the time. And so, yeah, no, I mean, you know, if you haven't seen Made in Abyss, watch it. If you've already seen Made in Abyss, watch it again and keep in mind what I just said. Unless you are not going to do that, then you can say, shut up, Dream God, you're not the mom of me. If you were the mom of me, you would be living with me. But you're not. So F off, bitch. And I'll be like, you know what, that's fair. You know, you can say that to me, that's fine. I'm gonna record 10 through 6 later. Alright, we're here 10 through 6 of my top 20 fucking most epicest animes of all time. Goddamn. So number 10 is Penny and Stocking. Now, there's a lot of shows on here that I like used to hate when I was like a lot younger. Specifically, like Yuri Yuri, I did not like at all when I first watched it. I thought it was like really it's really funny because I would say the most important thing to me in art now at the point I am in life is playfulness. I care a lot about how playful a work of art is, which is why Homestuck is my favorite thing ever made. You know, like a lot of my favorite stuff is like just I want like a bunch of concepts, and we're just playing with these concepts and kind of just doing whatever we want with these concepts, and creating a rich tapestry of just like I want fun. I like when things are fun and they're playful, and Yuri Yuri is very much that. And Yuri Yuri fucking, like, it was playful in a way that didn't justify itself, and to me as like a teenager I was like, well, I very much believed that if something was really playful, it had to like be like quote unquote like important or justify itself. Which is very funny because I'm now like vehemently against the idea that any art needs to justify itself. I think that's defeating the entire point of being creative. That it is arbitrary, and that arbitrariness is where you can find infinity. And like, you know, I was also someone who's very concerned with, quote, like, taking things seriously, which is also a thing I don't even believe in anymore. I don't think that you can, quote, take, like, that's not, like, a thing to me. I didn't like Yuri Yuri. I also didn't really care for Azumanga. Well, I thought Azumanga Daioh was, like, okay. And then I watched it again. I was like, well, this is, like, the funniest show ever. I clearly was not paying attention to Azumanga Daioh or something. But the biggest example of me not liking something and then it literally ending up in my top 10 is Panty and Stocking. I fucking hated Panty and Stocking when I was a kid. Because I was very into the Mysterious Mr. Enter, the cartoon reviewer. And I kind of, because of that, became like averse to anything that I deemed as, like, mean-spirited. Because I used to like mean-spirited cartoons. Like, I liked South Park, you know. I liked Family Guy. I had very intense fixations on both of those shows as a kid. But there's also always been a part of me that gets just, like, righteously angry about, like, what I see as, like, unreasonable. Like, I remember, like, a lot of my earliest memories was watching SpongeBob, and there will be times when the townspeople would act very unreasonable, and it would make me mad, because I'm like, well, they're just acting. I was like a weird logic-pilled kid, where I was just like, they're not acting like they should be acting. I think if they just, like, solved these things reasonably, which is really funny that I felt that way, I think. But, like, you know, I kind of like went full in on that when I first watched Panty and Stocking. And it was also, like, I was very sensitive to, like humor that I would see as, like, too wacky. Again, like, it's really interesting how I just like all of these things now. Like, I do fuck with mean-spirited shows now, because it is cathartic. It is cathartic just seeing people be shitty to each other, given that, like, it's enjoyable in all its other aspects. Like, there are definitely shows and just things that, like, the characters are all being shitty to each other, and it's, like, terrible to watch. But, like, Panty and Stocking is, like, the most enjoyable show, because, like, you know, at the time of me watching this, you know, I was pre-transition, didn't like trans people. But I think, like, since, like, embracing my femininity and gender transitioning, Panty and Stocking is just, like, a euphoric show to me now. It is, like, it's just, like, Panty and Stocking as characters just being, like, these whores who don't fucking care about anything, who have to save humanity from these damn ghosts, but they don't fucking give a shit. By the way, disclaimer, I've not watched the second season yet. Or I watched the first episode of the second season. I'm not watching the entirety of the second season. This is just the first season. Anyway, yeah, these hoes just don't give a fuck. They're out for dick. They're out for sweets. You know, I'm not so much different. You know, and they're also anarchy angels. That's my fucking shit right there. That's exactly what the fuck I am. So, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt is now, like, my favorite Imaishi show. Definitely. I like it more than Gurren Lagann. I like it more than Kill la Kill. Because, first of all, it's just, like, stylistic like, the entire time. When it's, like, doing, like, a vaguely, like, Western style, at least at the time, like, very, Butch Hartman influenced designs, and it's just, in every single episode, is just like amazing to look at. Like it's like that kind of like Gainax-y style that translated to like very slapstick, very swash and stretch Western influence styles, just like make it one of the like best looking shows of all time. Like even if you don't like how it's written, it doesn't really matter because it just looks amazing every single time. Like it looks like just like what you're it feels just like it's coming from the mind of like a cartoon obsessed, Cartoon Network pilled 12-year-old, and it's just like pure fucking wish fulfillment in the visual department every single time. And so like it's just constantly bleeding with style. And it's also, you know, of course, the soundtrack. Everybody mentions the soundtrack, fucking sounding like hyperpop and shit. Yeah, no, you know, I feel like Panty and Stocking, you know, like they're also like some of the best like incest bait characters ever. You know, they're definitely each other's exception. They're definitely fucking on the low. Everybody knows this, and they feel it in their bones. Fucking, I don't know, man. It's just like the most fun I can have ever. Like, and it's just like these girls are just so they're constantly serving. Their outfits are so fucking good. Like, it's just fucking, I don't know. This is another one where words kind of escape me. I just get like fucking, I just vibrate with excitement over just the sensory pleasure of this show. And like, and that's the thing, like, I care about how a show feels more than anything. And it's just, and like, fucking, I genuinely, like, come to love all of these characters. Fucking Brief is great. He's the best. Garter Belt's also hilarious. Garter Belt is crazy. As like when you think about it, for them to make that character, but fucking holy shit, I don't know, it's fun. It's just fun, man. It's just like the most fun time. I don't need to convince you of that though. If you dislike Panty and Stocking, you're probably lame. That's what I'm gonna say. You're probably lame. You're probably allergic to cunt. You know, you just don't want to see some bitches serve. You feel me? Like, you know, you just don't want to see some bitches just be like, bitch, I'm like, Panty's like, I'm here for dick. Stocking's like, I'm here for sweets. You know? Girls, we're gonna have fun, not give no fuck. I don't know, it empowers me, you know, as a selfish woman. So I fuck with Panty and Stocking. Alright, number 9 is a equally stylistically cum show, but is not, you know, it's fun a lot of the time, but it also deeply disturbs me, and that's Mawaru Penguin Drum. Mawaru Penguin Drum is a lot like Hereditary in that it the Ari Aster movie, in that it creates this like rich tapestry of how like family and inheritance is like this complex, horrifying web of determinism. And if you really want to emphasize somewhat like a human's powerlessness, you make them you connect them to the giant lineage of everyone else who's ever existed, especially family. You connect them to fate. And the thing about Mawaru Penguin Drum is that, as horrifying as it is to just be submerged in all of those connections, to have to bear the brunt of repeating the narratives that have been put onto you as a child by your parents, to like repeat like all of these like social things, these narratives that we tell each other that keep us from connecting. We connect because of those things. In our isolation, we find connection, and that's the euphoria and beauty. Which is to say that war and love are simply perspectives here. Like, they're perspectives, they're essentially the same force. And that force is the desire for us to, like, share our experience, to cut the thing in half and share it with someone else. Because we see somebody suffering and we don't want them to suffer, so we give them, and that's the penguin drum. You know, fucking Shoma and Kangba, they need to get the fucking penguin drum to save Himari. That's the penguin drum. That's the will to live. That is the positive affirmation that allows you to get on to the other train tracks. Momoka is really interesting, because I've been watching Twin Peaks for the first time, and I've been really enjoying it. And Momoka definitely feels very inspired by Laura Palmer, which I think that is most likely true, because Ikuhara is a known David Lynch fan. And Momoka being like this symbol of like feminine purity, of like just unconditional love, this like creature that gave all of these people love and affirmation, and and she was kind of like knew about how you could switch timelines and what that costs, and how you can bring people over to the other side, and her death causing everybody to sort of go to war, cause everybody this conflict in order to obtain the love that she has disappeared from, very Laura Palmer-esque. Oh man, it's Ikuhara. Ikuhara is my all-time favorite anime director. You're gonna see more of his shows on this list. He's my all-time favorite anime director. Penguin Drum is probably his most insane woven tapestry. I think Utena, Yurikuma, and Sarazanmai are all shows that are easier to understand or easier to extrapolate something clear from its tapestry of symbols, whereas this one is just kind of every element affirming itself, and you're supposed to kind of just take it as life, this is just life, this is just everything, I've made everything here. It's not, I'm not asking you to, whatever you accept, you've already accepted it, you're already doing it, you're already in the process of doing it, and nothing else to do but either love or hate the process. You either accept or reject this thing that you found yourself in, and because it's so expansive in that sense, it becomes fucking terrifying and beautiful, and it kind of just explodes as because Ikuhara just is obsessed with semiotics. He is very interested in symbols, and he just like has all these symbols and these rituals recur. Very religious experience, very taps into a very religious mindset that, you know, probably appeals to me as as an American who's naturally isolated from religion and throughout most of my life, and like it all explodes. It's you know, and at the very end, it's just like a giant cacophony of like utter emotion. And, you know, this is also not to discount the very cultural things he's saying here, because this is sort of, the show is about Japanese social structures and how Japan itself is culturally isolated from love and connections. The child broiler, you know, like that's sort of like the, you know, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. It is like, I don't like it. It is like when you're in Japanese society, you're almost like there's like this force that hammers down your individuality. It doesn't want you disappear into the crowd. You kind of you literally fall into this just industrial sludge, and it's terrifying. It's a sort of death to face that. And so like love as like an arbitrary thing where you recognize somebody and you choose somebody just because you love them. Obviously a very appealing and moving concept to Ikuhara, and he keeps exploring it, and I'll fucking chomp down on anything he wants to fucking give to me. Everything about this man is perfect. But like having that be the case, and like just like the idea of like, because like Japan is a very, like, from what I understand, a very selfless culture. They kind of emphasize putting the collective's comfort over their own. They emphasize being very hospitable, emphasize being like, I don't want to make myself too much of a burden onto anybody else, so I am going to sacrifice so that other people can live, and because that is the virtuous thing to do. And that aspect is explored. It is explored. You know, Kanba ends up kind of becoming this symbol of a Japanese masculinity, of rejecting warmth as a virtue every time. You know, it's like, you know, Masako's fucking dad, who, you know, I think it's really obvious that he has like this fucking American guy, you know, to like accompanying him at all times, you know, but it's like that kind of character, that kind of thing, criticizing the inability to receive the gift that is given to you, which is often given to him by Himari, and it's like the acceptance of the gift, you have to accept it for it to work. That's what you have to do. You have to accept the love and understand you yourself are worthy of love. And you know, then you fucking Sanetoshi, you get to him as like this sort of equal and opposite reaction to Momoka's existence, as they're both like sides of the same coin. They're both attitudes that perpetuate thus the system going on here. One is war, one is love, both make the trains go, both make them chug along. You know, the best episode of this show and the best character in this show is Yuri in episode 15. She only has 16 fucking favorites on Mal, and that's I hate. No. Yuri from Penguin Drum is my personal favorite character because she's just like a tragic, closeted lesbian who can't seem to accept herself as so, and is married to Glasses Man, fucking the teacher that Ringo stalks, as like, you know, it's like what binds those two together is Momoka, of course. Yuri is like her backstory episode where she meets Momoka, and that her father just like being like, you must be beautiful, you are ugly, I have to fix you, and continues to do horrible assaults on her body, and like that critique of the patriarchal father figure just like is obsessed with morphing things and obsessed with like leaving his egotistical mark on all that he possesses, as like, you know, you are just, it's like you're stupid like your mom who's dead, she didn't understand me and my art. It's like, and then that attitude, how that is damaging and how that's traumatized her, I don't know, it's very moving to me particularly. Overall, fucking, like the Penguins as like these sort of like, because if you're like into magic, right, and you've had like magical experiences, then oftentimes you can sense that there are these forces that can often help you, that often assist you if you are willing to allow them to do their thing and kind of have all the consequences, whether they're preferable or not, come to you. You can sort of do that, and that's kind of what the Penguins are. They're their little piece of affirmative fate, doing what they must do. This show's fucking insane. I just kind of fold under like a constant ongoing deconstruction of this entire series. Every time I think about it, it is a monolithic goddamn show that I just vomit every time I think about it. I recently rewatched it like last year, and I watched it twice actually. Recently, like once by myself and once with my girlfriend. And it's like, yeah, it's the fucking music in this show is so goddamn good. Has one of my like top 5 anime openings. The first one, Yakushimaru Etsuko. Fuck, that opening's so good. Yeah, Penguin Drum. Watch Penguin Drum. I'm sure all of you have. I don't know your life. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you found me. I don't know where you are. Anyway, number 8 is Puni Puni Poemi. Let's flip the tone. This is completely fucking silly. I recently... No, I'm not going to tell you that, actually. Anyway, Puni Puni Poemi is the funniest anime I've ever seen. I'm a baby. I'm goo goo gaga. You put fast-moving, rapid, absurdist comedy in front of me, and I'm just gonna be transfixed on it. Now see, I've never seen Excel Saga, fun fact, and this show is kind of like a spin-off, this OVA is kind of a spin-off of Excel Saga. I've never seen that shit. So, like, I've just seen this OVA a million times. Nabeshin is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Just saying. He's the motherfucking GOAT. But, Puni Puni Poemi is, like, so fucking good because it's just, like, rapid hilarity. It's really, just kind of that. Like, it's just really fucking funny. Poemi is this goddamn aspiring voice actress who's like, Kobayashi is like literally just based on her actual voice actress. And she becomes a fucking magical girl to defeat the fucking testicular aliens. And then, Futaba is obviously the GOAT because she's just, like, in love with her and is always, like, fucking her, much to basically raping her. Because I don't think Poemi, like, understands, what's happening there. So, I don't know, man. It's just, like, the most, like, raunchy otaku humor delivered at a blistering pace. I would actually suggest watching the dub for this one. The dub is really good, and I think when you're not just like trying to read subtitles at a million miles per minute, and all the jokes like hit way more, and everyone's performances is great, and actually does gives you a really quotable dub. It's delightful every single time when fucking Kobayashi's parents are just crucified on the ocean. She just finds them fucking crucified. And that her fucking father is just literally Nabeshin, the director. The fucking, when it's goddamn, Futaba's family and shit, with all the girls, and then there's, the 3-year-old Hitomi, and her voice in the dub is fucking hilarious, and, the fact that the alien is, just have these long testicle things, and then but he only has one dangly ball, and then the second alien comes in and he has 2, and I'm just holy shit. Cause I hate voice actors. I hate them for no reason. It's the best. I don't know, bro. It's just fucking, it's really good. It's really good, man. It's just a good time. I don't know what to tell you. It's just pure hilarity the entire time. And every single thing just kind of catches you off guard. Alright, class, today we're gonna write a bunch of bullshit letters. Yeah, it's all the fucking shit. Just watch it. It's an hour long. It's just an hour long, and you're gonna laugh harder than you ever have, or you'll think it's really annoying. And if you do, that'd be really cool. I think you should. That'd be epic. Fucking yeah. Fuck. Then, number 7 is Yuri Kumarashi, another Ikuhara show. This one is about lesbians and about specifically satirizing Class S tropes, and through that satirization, examining how lesbians are viewed in society, how they're fetishized, why, and Ikuhara is very obsessed with love, like as like conceptually, like he is extremely like obsessed with like what love means, what love is, how love is suppressed in society, and what choosing love means and why it's worth it overall. Now this show is just a bunch of fucking squishy goodness aesthetically. It's based off some fucking Italian movie I don't know the name of. But like it's like all the sets are just like made to be like these like beautiful, elegant, wistful, squishy things, and it's like it feels immediately very intimate, like you're enraptured in flesh, even in these like giant structures, because of how they're shaped and how the colors are like organized and contrasted with each other. Like it is like the religious imagery of this Ikuhara show being Lulu and Ginkgo licking Kurehara's flower, and that the shit. What the fuck? That's like the most breathtaking visual I've ever seen. Personally, I like that the animal of this one is bears. That's really cool. But and it's theming, it's kind of weaving this tapestry of this is also very commentative on Japanese culture and what that entails when it comes to like being yourself and having a divergent identity, because it's like the whole Class S thing. If you're not aware, that Class S Yuri is kind of this genre of manga that is all about girls in all-girls schools having practice relationships with each other to sort of train them for actual marriage in the real world once they graduate. This is a real thing that happens in all-girls school that is often encouraged. And so Class S Yuri manga, especially, which was most of early Yuri manga, was about this and has informed Yuri as in its tropes as it has progressed. Like examples of Class S Yuri is Maria Watches Over Us and Strawberry Panic. Those are probably the two most well-known modern examples of it. And it's sort of like that in this show kind of manifests as like something very overtly fetishistic, influenced literally by a male gaze, because of course the only three male characters are these like symbolic religious like judges, who immediately dissipate when basked in the light of the almighty Yuri Queen, but their whole thing is determining their whole thing is determining what love is certified or not. What kind of love in this context it serves their particular interest? Is it sexy? Is it cool? Or is it cute? And so these three things
determine whether or not they can do, but there always is like a catch. There always is. You can give up you can give up being a human. You can fucking all this shit. So like the main characters, Kureha, Ginko, and Lulu. Ginko and Lulu, Ginko is my goat. She's literally me. I love her the most. She is just purely, like, driven by love, and Lulu is, like, trying to help her out and shit, but is also very clearly in love with Ginko, and they're both, but Ginko's in love with Kureha, and Kureha, it fucking hates bears, because they're bears, and the bears are separated by the species divide. Bears fucking eat people. There is a war. If bitches might be bears or might be smuggling bears or apologizing for bears, and so they must be persecuted. Even though it is completely possible to befriend the bears or even become a bear yourself, that may even be preferable or what you want to do, you will be socially exiled. It is a show that emphasizes the sort of mob mentality, that sort of a social incentive to preserve some sort of cultural purity. Sort of like deceptively being kind and anonymously deciding to cast someone out. It is about punishment and about fearing of the other. It is about othering fundamentally, but also about fetishization, about control of how people express their sexualities, and if they in this oppressive system, if they can present their sexuality as satisfying to the invisible male judges that everyone kind of knows about, like in their gut, but not are actively thinking about, then it can be certified. Then it can be accepted. I love Ikuhara shows because they just kind of provide a constant and this and that kind of web until it connects with everything. Overall, coming to the conclusion that even if it's risky, even if you have to fucking die, choosing love is worth it, and it's better than not doing so, than keeping yourself in a box. Because it's also, with the box metaphor, with Eureka, with keeping yourself in a box so that you can be worthy of love. And this is very much like a real thing. It's like we feel that we are more certified and more worthy if we are very clearly communicatable, as a categorizable thing within society. That's why, real love and real unity is, not the bears. We can't fuck with the bears. We can't let you befriend the bears. And if you do so, then you soil yourself. You made yourself impure. It is like, I know that Ikuhara has said that this show was it changed a lot over time, and it was very hard to make. But it feels that way because this show is can get fucking harrowing a lot of the time, and it's and how it feels like it's constantly expanding and thrusting you here and there, and the atmosphere of the show feels so dreamlike and alien. But it all just climbs and accumulates and explodes into Kureha accepting her bareness and accepting her love and choosing love, and that love because love is inspiring, and you will like inspire that love despite the complex social dynamics that are built to keep you from that love. And so that's how I live my life, trying to be positive and all that. And so Ikuhara shows are great for that. He encourages you to choose love despite everything. And, like, you know, it's about lesbian bears, and it looks like that. So, like, it's just, like, also one of the best openings of all time, one of the best EDs of all time. It is just, like, extremely beautiful, magical, whimsical show. I feel like it's Ikuhara's least popular show. People seem to have some kind of issue with it. I don't really understand it, though I will say I didn't like it when I was a kid. I made my first ever anime related video was me shitting on Yurikuma Arashi. I often forget this because I constantly think about it now and love it, but like, I think it's because it's just like absurd and uncomfortable. Like, it makes you feel weird when you see the girls licking the flower, you know? It makes you feel weird when you see the opening. It's like, oh, this is like too squishy and intimate. And if you're not love-pilled, if you're not positive, if you haven't accepted the squishiness within yourself, then it can, and like I definitely have at that point, I was definitely hella repressed, and you reject it, you reject the love, you reject the show. And so, but if you are in tune with it, and if you accept the show, then it's like, in my opinion, one of the most euphoric things ever. You know.
And, yeah, it's also funny, they keep breaking into her house. This show's Home Invasion, like Cat in the Hat. It's a home invasion movie. Yeah. Watch Yurikuma Arashi. If you think Yurikuma Arashi is Ikuhara's worst show, I encourage you to give it another chance, because I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the greatest things ever made. Alright, number 6 is Flip Flappers. This is very similar. It's another... See, Flip Flappers is kind of this amazing thing for me, because it kind of is like all of my categorical attractions put into one show. This show's very influential on me. Maho and Cherry are definitely influenced by Paprika and Kokona. That is 100% true. Also, like, the show was such a fucking huge influence on me, because it's very much a lot of it, because it's Yuri. It's Alice in Wonderland. I love things that are Alice in Wonderland. It's like, it's episodic in that every episode is sort of dedicated to like this different sort of exploration and different surreal world. One that is also a criticism of Class S Yuri tropes. It is like, it is about like a grumpy girl and then a magical manic pixie dream girl, takes her to a crazy, wacky place. And it's sort of, and it is sort of like, and it's like the most like explicitly Delusian anime of all time, directly criticizing the idea of psychosexuality as like a thing, as like
loving something because it is intrinsically tied to your parents, rejecting that and choosing to love somebody as they are in front of you right now as their own entity. I feel like because it leans so far into exploring that in such like an abstract, non-direct way towards the end, a lot of people like fall off because like the second half of the show is like kind of like confusing and weird, but like literally that's what makes it great. Shout out Yayaka too. You know, all three of them deserve to be in a polycule. And so, like, she's also, you know, she's also in love with Kokona and wants to get to her. And yeah, no, it's just like, it's like, if you want to talk about aesthetic and style, this shit has it all. It is like a completely euphoric show, literally constantly, all the time. And like, I just feel like it was a show that kind of fell through the cracks after it aired. And I don't know, like I really feel like it's an immensely constructed show. Like, Kokona and Papika are some of the most beautiful romance ever, and it's just taking place in these like manifestations of their feelings for each other. Like the episode where Kokona is constantly encountering versions of Papika, aspects of Papika manifested, and like learning to love and accept all of them and accept Papika as herself. Not just like intrinsically tied to this great big inheritance web of memories, but rather just be with her. There's also, and it's like, there's also the Mecha episode, which is sort of trying to escape the male gaze constantly and failing because the fan service in this show is really fucking good, man. Fucking. Yeah, no, it's just like, it just kind of built to be immensely satisfying to me in a similar way Gushing Over Magical Girls is, but obviously different. And like, you know, because Alice in Wonderland is kind of one of the best things to make anything about, because what Alice in Wonderland is just the idea of psychedelia, of a world reflecting back at you, like a manifestation of your psyches, and doing it with a bunch of fucking colors all the time. And it's endlessly explorative, it's endlessly driven by like a sheer passion, and it feels extremely singular in everything that it is. Like, I know that like director Kiyotaka Oshiyama, I had to look up his name, which, you know, now he is mostly celebrated for doing Look Back, but he seemed to do some Anno shit in that he did a lot of shit for the show. Like according to Mal at least, he was director, he wrote episode 7, he storyboarded a bunch of it, he episode directed episodes 1 and 13, he did key animation for a bunch of it. Like, it very much seemed like his obscure little passion project, and like, I don't know, he worked on Eromanga Sensei directly after that. That's pretty funny. But yeah,
fucking watch Flip Flappers. Don't let it be forgotten. It's so fucking good. It's so sweet. It's so sweet and so imaginative and so inventive, and it's just everything that I love. If you give me lesbians and colors and positivity and love and all these things, then I'm going to love it, and that's just how it is. But yeah, I just did 10 through 6, and then I'm going to do 5 through 1. Fucking yay! All right, the last 5, my top 5 anime of all time as of right now. This top 5 has been the case for some of them. One has moved around. The top 5 has been the place for a pretty fucking long time, which honestly makes me a little sad that I haven't found 5 anime that appeal to me more than these 5 shows. But you know what? I love these shows a lot, and they mean a lot to me. So, number 5 is Serial Experiments Lain, the classic, absolute classic show, Serial Experiments Lain. I watched this show first when I was 13, and it immediately became one of my favorite shows because I instantly found the main character relatable. And I think Lain is I feel like Lain, as time goes on, is going to become more and more seen as some sort of god or symbol or entity of being a person on the internet. Basically she already has. She kind of is because I feel like I've seen Serial Experiments Lain go from a show that if you're deep enough into anime, probably not the deepest, but if you know shit about anime beyond the mainstream stuff, then you know about Lain, and you know it's a classic, and you know it's it's kind of your second weird show you watch after Eva. But I kind of seen it rise to this level of being just of being this almost biblical text in sort of the zeitgeist, where I see Lain everywhere, and normies know about Lain, which is super apt and actually makes the text even more interesting because it's just actually happening. Lain's obviously the material prophetic nature of Lain isn't very obviously in 1998, Chiaki J. Konaka just knew a bunch about the internet and how it worked. And so he could reasonably make this, because Bolgiard did the same shit when he predicted 9/11. If you are very tapped in and are paying attention, and you are interfacing with something that will become more popular and more used as time goes on, you can make these kinds of predictions. Serial Experiments Lain is about how the internet sort of increases subjectivity through atomizing people further and having them have free access to information. It is and so you can see the internet already doing that if you are somebody with access to the internet and involved in internet culture in the late 90s, which was just way less people than now. But everyone knew by that point that it was a major development in information and connection between people. But Lane, as prophetic for, like, in a more spiritual sense, as people sort of gather around this girl that they see themselves in, like, she is a vessel for so much. She is a lot, you know, to compare it to a movie that came out around the same time, like Morpheus from The Matrix, or Neo from The Matrix, and like, the concept of being so isolated and invested in the internet and having your identity split up and be reflected back at you, and to the point, and schizomaxing to the point where you've customized your own reality. That's just, in my opinion, the way it is going. I think it's not, and I think a lot of people doom post about it, but I think it is more desirable than a lot of people would think, at least in my opinion, because I feel like when you have a singular reality and something that is shared amongst all people, or your relative community, that there is a conception of reality, then that is obviously easier to control. You can extract the most manpower out of that in terms of just raw influence. You can be like, everyone agrees that I'm the leader. No one thinks they're the leader. No one wants to go away. Nobody wants to be free from my grasp. This is how it is. But if one or two or three or four or even more of those people start developing their own ideas of something, then you're like, okay, well, I can't control them anymore because they're not even paying attention to me. They can't even perceive me. Even if I captured them and killed them, they wouldn't concede because they are so far gone that I can't be perceived. And yes, that could cut you off from certain people around you, but in your customization of reality, new connections can be made. I think that it can be connections that are more attuned to you. And it's all about kind of just creating the right sigils and communicating with the spirits and the altars that make up you and surround you, and convening with how life is immanent all around, eternally communicable, the knowing that you're never truly alone as you follow your desires, knowing that in those infinite connections that you may find connections that completely recontextualize something that lie outside of what your canon of humanity is. I think that's progressive to sort of just like, I am creating my own reality, and then if you connect that reality with someone else's reality, that difference is extremely powerful. I want the maximum amount of difference and the maximum amount of connection, essentially, which includes allowing things to sort of coexist in a contradictory way. I think this is what Serial Experiments Lain is about in essence. I think that Serial Experiments Lain is about dissonance, is about coexisting realities that can be edited, that can be changed, that can be modified. Because, like, essentially, Lain is a stream of consciousness type written anime about a about the customization of reality. Lane, it's like Lane's classmate kills herself and then immediately starts communicating with other people. A customization of reality was made. Lane is brought further into the Wired. She discovers herself as a different entity within the Wired. The fucking CIA glowies, they go up to Lane and they have a particular interest in her as they've claimed to create her, but it's just like everybody being pulled into a different subjectivity. I feel like with Lane, there's people kind of approach it as like a puzzle. Like, what is it trying? A puzzle with an obvious answer. What is it trying to say? What is it doing in this way or that way? Trying to say, Masami Ide, the God character, he represents this thing, and Lane's dad represents that thing, and this is about how the internet is bad, actually. I have never been satisfied with that idea. I feel like Serial Experiments Lane is like not trying to say anything concrete. It is, I feel like, entirely explorative of emotions of isolation, of not having a concrete reality, of the instability and anxiety and sadness and loneliness that comes with that, but also the magic that comes with that. Lane's autonomy by the end of the show is so great that she resets everything. And I don't know, like, talking about the specific things within this show escape me, because it's not really about that. Like, I'm sure I've gotten details of it wrong in me going over it, because I'm not interested in that. Lane is, I'm interested in, one, the experiences as they happen, allowing Lane to sort of take you and, like, put you in situations that are the way they are, and then, like, kind of let you ease into another situation without me really trying to analyze it from a bird's eye view, but rather be invested in it. Because I feel like that enhances the show, too. The show is aesthetically and atmospherically just, like, come all around. It is, like, a comfy show a lot of the time. It's one of my comfort shows, 100%. It is an experience. I want to dissolve while watching a show, so I put on Serial Experiments Lane. It's not saying anything is bad or good, really. It's just kind of connecting ideas. And I feel like Lane, what it asks you to do is to just meditate and sit in that connection. It's a show about connection. We are all connected. It is about the power lines. It is about the emotions that are felt. It is sort of the empathetic potential of the internet connecting everybody. And so I think Lane is this, like, angel that sits in our stomachs as we plug into the Wired ourselves, and she sort of acts as a unifying element between those of us who know. And maybe Lane takes different forms in different communities of an internet angel absorbing all of our emotions. But, like, I think she at this point is very real and very tangible. Let's all love Lane. Number 4 is Neon Genesis Evangelion. This used to be my favorite anime when I was a teenager. It was my number 1 for, goddamn, like, 3.5 years, I want to say, like 4 years, almost 4 years. It was like basically the entire time, almost the entire time, me being like a young to mid-teen was me being super obsessed with Evangelion. I thought nothing could possibly overtake it, which is very funny now, because on one hand, Evangelion I do think is like irreplaceable. Like I was about to be like, well, I think a lot of things are better than Eva, but when it comes to my favorites, my absolute favorites of media, it's hard to be like, this thing is better than this thing. Like I say, Homestuck is my favorite piece of media of all time, but sometimes I don't feel like that. Sometimes I feel like it's Ruby, or sometimes I feel like it's Doremi, or sometimes I feel like it's the Owl House. It fluctuates depending on my mood or who's fronting or whatever. But Eva just kind of is this security blanket show for me. Like, I feel like it is, like, when I was a kid, what really connected to me about it was the characters and how the show feels. I think the show is like kind of takes depression and tries to like comfort you through it. I feel like Evangelion is, all things considered, very gentle show, despite how much people try to say it isn't, that it's somehow like scolding you for not going outside and being a stupid otaku. But it's not saying that at all. What well, I guess that's the meanest way you can phrase it. What it's saying is that you deserve love, even if you are imperfect, even if it's scary, because it is scary. I think the only thing that has changed with Evangelion for me, because I still love it, but there's actually a lot of things that have changed about me. Because, like, this show was extremely influential on me. Like, it was kind of the first thing I watched that introduced me to the idea of something starting off very mundane and kind of spiraling outward into a very dense, expansive, emotionally exhausting thing. And that's kind of the story structure I fell in love with. That I like when stories start off very mundane and small and gets you a sense of the characters, and I feel like Evangelion is one of the most extreme examples of this, because the second half of the show is just like a miserable decline that makes you feel sick to your stomach. It makes you feel pretty kimochi warui, if I say so myself. But like, you know, I obviously related to Shinji. Shinji is like, if you're like a real introverted kid who's sad all the time, then you can see a lot of yourself in Shinji. It's a painfully honest show, but I think it's also annoyingly Freudian. That's kind of my one thing about Eva that has made me be like, alright, it can't really be number 1, because, and I'll talk about a specific show that, the next entry actually kind of highlights how I feel like I've changed as a person. But, like, Evangelion is extremely Freudian, in a way that's kind of annoying if you don't like Freud, because every character is sort of like defined by the relationship of their parents, and all of what they desire is very trying to fill the hole of the parent. And I think Anno comes to a good conclusion and does cool things with these concepts that go beyond its reductive nature, but it's still ever present, like, in a way that, like, that kind of really makes it feel like Anno is in this, like, Freudian shame hole constantly. But perhaps that's what makes it connect with so many people, and it's because we kind of just been inundated with Freudian narratives for fucking so much time, and we're just constantly doing that. We're just constantly like, well, fuck, I just have to look at my parents and how the symbols manifest in my dreams and the phallus, and just gotta keep doing that and kind of breaking everything down into these extremely simplistic terms that reveal something that is like a deficit within us all. And I mean, it really does come from Anno, just like, because like he's talked a lot about how he sort of sees his generation being this like isolated generation who never grew up because the parents were never around. The parents had trauma from the nuke and the war, and that Japan kind of went through this like mass atomization process as it was imperialized by the US, and Anno kind of just is like, yeah, I only really connect to the TV and what was on TV, and just kind of felt this very palpable isolation and parental neglect that like he felt bonded his generation together, and Evangelion was sort of a comment on that idea. And I think that in that isolation that has become more and more true for America, which is why I think, and you know, Evangelion takes place in 2015, so I always say Evangelion is in essence for the Zoomers, that Hideaki Anno gifted us, the Zoomers, Evangelion. Fucking, and like, I fucking, yeah, I really related to Shinji as a kid, but I don't really, I feel like I'm way past Shinji, you know, because I'm now obsessed with Rei. Like, Rei is the character that I'm now obsessed with in my recent watches of this show. Like, because I'm just obsessed with this character who is a clone, who's made to be a clone of Gendo's eternal attachment to fucking Yui. And like, she is like the ultimate object. She is the beautiful fighting girl. She is made to be subservient, to be objectified, and her soul keeps being shoved into more and more clones as she's kind of trapped in this like expendable hell. And her moment in End of Evangelion, the build-up of her character reclaiming autonomy, fusing with Lilith herself, and making the third impact happen of her own accord, communicating to Shinji. Basically, her conversation with Shinji allows him to make the decision that he does. Like, Shinji is credited with that, but Rei's conversation with him is equally as much a part of that. Rei's decision to not fucking follow what Gendo wanted, it's her decision to be her own person, allowed her to ascend to godhood, it's the same kind of reason why I relate to Lane so much. These like dissociated god girls, who kind of start off very isolated, hallucinatory, dissociated, distant, cut off from everything. In that isolation and
in that isolation, finding connection and discovering ultimate divine autonomy through the deep understanding of everyone's loneliness. Through Lane, it's getting deeper and deeper into the Wired and the conspiracy and her exploration in a sea of information. For Ray, it was the Human Instrumentality Project, connecting her to absolutely everyone alive and dead. So that, and I'm going to bring up another one in a bit, but that's the kind of character I relate to and I connect with the most, more so than any other character in this show. I am a Ray girl. And obviously Asuka is great. All the characters are great. Asuka is also relatable to me because I too want to be the best at everything and want attention. I too fucking hate myself and have or used to. I don't think I hate myself now, but I definitely used to hate myself and put all of me into my craft in an attempt to sort of redeem me and keep me on top, and when something like threatens my superiority, it fucking, I loathe it. I also relate to being a young person yearning for an older adult person. When I was a kid, I definitely had a lot of crushes on like my older adult friends, and they'd always have to like be like, no, we can't, no. So like, I understand these things. Because the cast of characters in this show are just like the most charming, and it just feels nice to watch. The cinematography is just so utterly satisfying. Like the collection of shots, and the music, and it's another show you can really soak into. And I've been like watching the show for so long. It's like been a decade of me being a fan of this show, and there's a while where I didn't watch it because I was really scared I wouldn't like it as much. Like I was real, like I because like there's a certain show that overtook it as my favorite, and so I was like, I didn't watch Ava for a very long time, and I was like being like, maybe Ava isn't very good. Like I kept being like, maybe Ava is like whatever. But I came back to it like 2 years ago and was like, nope, still fucking goated. I actually feel like I should watch this show at least once a year, which means I'm due for a rewatch. So I'm going to rewatch it soon. But like, it's a show that it's a gift that keeps on giving. It means a lot to me. I don't care how popular or cliche it is. It's like it's just that powerful. Like I think that we all need to stop pretending we're too cool for Evangelion. You know, like I truly think it's just that powerful. So, yeah, we're on to the top 3, cause number 3 is sort of, like, post-transition me, my, like, second, this is, cause, like, Evangelion's kind of like the show of my first puberty. It carried me through that. But the show of my second puberty, after I got on hormones and stuff, and sort of guided me through that, was, I think, Revolutionary Girl Utena. Fucking Utena, bitch. Fuck. I feel like Revolutionary Girl Utena. Now I rewatched this recently twice. 2 times in a row. And like each time I watch it, I feel like it presents itself in a new way to me each time. Utena,
the thing I love about Ikuhara shows is the escape. It's in the struggle of escape. I also, by the way, recently had the pleasure of seeing Adolescence of Utena in theaters, which is fucking sick. It's my favorite anime film of all time, so it was absolutely amazing and powerful to see, the Adolescence of Utena in a theatrical setting. And thankfully, it wasn't dubbed, because the dub of Utena is really bad. I was, fully prepared to, power through the dub in this theater, but no, it was subbed, and I was like, thank fuck. Anyway, Revolutionary Girl Utena is about patriarchy and about how terrifying and massive it is. This being 39 episodes in a movie really allows the Ikuhara language to be as dense as possible. It's 3 arcs and really kind of illustrates how fucking intertwined this is. And I do think this is a show about a sort of liberalism, a liberal concept of being able to change the system from within, but it also kind of speaks to a power of someone who's really based doing that. Because Utena is sort of ontologically based, because she has this identity and this conception of herself and this conception of how things should be, and just goes for it because she doesn't really know any better. She doesn't really understand the language and the rituals and culture that surrounds her. She sees Anthe being slapped and being treated like shit. She learns about what the Rose Bride is. She simply cannot accept it and seeks to free Anthe by any means necessary, and seeks to inspire that within Anthe. Now, what Utena doesn't know is that Anthe is trapped in a fucking hell loop forever, that she's just been eternally reincarnating in fucking Otori Academy for millennia, suffering the blame of all men, and being abused and raped constantly. Utena cannot grasp Anthe's true reality and doesn't see it until very late in the show. But Utena, in her surface level understanding of everything, continues to persist and continues to be a revolutionary girl in this cyclical system. But it's the decision to escape in Adolescence of Utena based on a mutual love of Utena and Anthe. Because the thing with Utena is that she doesn't stop loving Anthe when she finds all of this out. Even after Anthe betrays her in the final episode, Utena fights tooth and nail to see her. And what's amazing about this show is that Utena, despite being very based and very individualistic, that is preyed upon by Akio to trap her in this system of abuse. Akio is very much I'm going to make Utena feel good. I am going to compliment her individuality. I am going to commemorate her for being herself. I'm going to present everything in a very gentle way. I'm going to make her feel good on a bodily level, because Utena is very impulsive and can be very drawn to those things. And sort of being lulled into that
But Utena's love for Anthe makes her make the decision to break the ring, break the thing, basically the spell that has been binding her to all of this. As you know, Akio was the prince, gave Utena the ring. I mean, well, the prince is like the power source that's making this machine go. It is the story, is the fairy tale that is allowing the entire system to function. But once Utena rejects that through her love for Anthe, through her desire to see her, the opening of the coffin to reveal Anthe's like most intimate self. That's why Utena's like, it's so great to finally meet you, because like Utena's been desperately trying to get to that. And you know, even though the coffin falls and it resets and Utena perishes, you know, and reincarnates, and eventually we get to adolescence of Utena as these characters have found themselves back in the structure. But this time the roles are a little reversed. Anthe has been liberated because Anthe chose to leave. Anthe through Utena's divine inspiration, chose to leave. Again, Anthe is another dissociated god girl, through her isolation, discovering an ultimate autonomy, this time through the based love of a pink girl. Anthe's like, well, I'm a dip. So when she finds herself back at Otori Academy, she takes Utena and makes the decision to escape. I mean, Utena obviously turns herself into a car, turns herself into a vehicle, accelerates towards the world with no roads, and so that they have deterritorialized the fairy tale reality to then reterritorialize it, and outside of it, their image, they've escaped. And the show is so utterly dense that, like, I can't really, like, I can, like, keep going forever with this. Like, I can go into depth about Akio and how what his position in the narrative is, and like, his whole thing. I can go into the car symbolism, the like Utena's decision to turn herself into that car, her sort of like reclaiming the concept, transforming the phallus into her own fucking revolution, her own freedom. I can go into Nanami. I can go into what I feel is Nanami's place in the narrative. I can go into all the characters. I can go into all the relationships between the characters and all of what they mean. I can go into how the show's really fucking funny. How, like, when the show decides to be silly, because Ikuhara's goofy ass can't help himself. I can go into the aesthetic and the presentation of it all. It's an impossibly dense show that it's my favorite Ikuhara show. It endlessly inspires me. And Anthe is probably, like, the greatest character ever written or something. Like, she is, like, impossibly amazing. And she's kind of like the ultimate symbol of, like, autonomy. Like, I think she is like a Christ-like figure almost. It's a fucking, like, spiral. It's sort of a show that feels very magical. It feels very fairy tale. It sort of aims to mine deep emotions from it. I can fucking go into Mikage and the Black Rose arc and how it's about like the male urge to roboticize yourself to become like an ultimate commodity, a walking encyclopedia, human content machine, trapped in like the trying to find this eternal perfect stasis, kind of trapping you into an ontology loop where it's just like constant exploitation and like being this like perfect symbolic memory, in your desire, in like the urge to mechanize yourself to become the perfect genius. You've just trapped yourself in a purgatorial hell. There's fucking so much ideas packed into this show, and it looks so pretty. Everything about it is the prettiest shit ever. They really did that shit. They all really did that shit. Fucking Utena, man. It feels so utterly free and so utterly, like, it feels like a show that wants you to, it gives you a map on how to escape your system of oppression. I feel like that's what Ikuhara shows are about. The kind of Ikuhara's plead to, like, even though it's hard, it's like ridiculously difficult. Like it's like breaking through is possible, and connecting your desires with others is possible. Fucking love Revolutionary Girl Utena. Alright, we're on to the top 2. Number 2 is Little Witch Academia. This show... See, the last 3 have been like, the last 3 are like kind of like the ultimate anime classics for cool, epic gay people, philosophical. Like Utena, Lane, and Ava are like very, very, very like dense classics that very much like communicate something like very like gut-wrenching, connects people. But like Little Witch Academia is very personal and turns me into a baby. Like, I just become a total baby, just marveling at this entire world that I just want to be in forever. Little Witch Academia is like my ultimate comfort show, because I watched it during my major Owl House hyperfixation. Because when the Owl House when I first watched it while it was airing, it was like one of those fixations where it was such a problem and I couldn't pay attention to anything else. And so I was just rewatching Owl House episodes over and over again and needed something different. And I was like, is there something similar I can watch? And I was like, well, I should watch Little Witch Academia because I've been putting it off for years now. Because I just need witches in a witch school. I just need witches. I need witches and friendship. And I watched it, and it was just like utterly enchanting. I love Akko. Akko is one of my favorite characters of all time. She kind of mirrors my own, because the show is immensely comforting and exciting to me on a very visceral, immediate level. But Akko also reflects my personal relationship with magic in real life, because my magic is very individual, and I sort of hone in on because like I am not good at like studying magical disciplines. I kind of take what I want from everything and create my own language with it. And I'm very inspired by pop culture. I'm very inspired by anime and cartoons and music, way more than any traditional discipline of magic, and that has carried me very, very far. Like it has carried me farther than actually learning these disciplines did, because I've created my own language that is constantly updating and very rhizomatic and very flexible. Very accumulative of information, and so I feel like that kind of, and also I'm very sloppy. I'm very ADHD and sloppy with my shit, but this show is sort of about developing your own magical language in a traditional setting that tries to push back at that, and it's about that in a very fun, energetic way that you can honestly like show kids. Like you can put this show in front of your like little sister and she'll fuck with it. So like it's a show that like, it's another show that like starts out very episodic and then a plot kind of kicks in later, and like Akko is like hella underexperienced. Everyone thinks that she is just like, everyone thinks she's just like shitting all over the tradition of being a witch. Doesn't know how she got here, literally can't do magic, and finds out that, you know, Ursula Sensei is Shiny Chariot and stole her damn magic. But, you know, and I mean, that's also fucking epic, that's a thing, and then she forgives her for it. It's like they see Akko as like, because she's very impulsive, she can't pay attention, she has her own idea of things, she sucks as a student, she constantly fucks up, but she also just genuinely wants to help and inspire people. Like, she loves magic, she loves show magic, she loves that kind of thing, and just wants to inspire people, and it's just so bright and positive and magical, that I just can't help but become enchanted by it. And it's also a major security blanket show. I think the episode with Susie's brain, where Akko is in Susie's brain, is one of the greatest episodes of anything, and I watch that episode constantly. I'm also including the 2 movies in this. It looks amazing all the time. I think it's the best looking Trigger show. Definitely. And I don't know, it's very escapist for me too, because I'm like, I want to be in this setting, I want to be in this magic school, I want to be in this place where everything looks and feels this way. The relationship between Akko and Ursula Sensei is my favorite shit ever. I ship the fuck out of them on that's some good problematic shit right there. That's fucking delicious. I eat that shit the fuck up. Shout out Susie. Susie being one of the main influences on Stephanie, my character, by the way. Just wanted to put that out there. This show is very, very influential on me. But yeah, I fuck with this show so heavy. It just makes me feel amazing every single time. And I don't know, it's like, it feels like a spark, just like exploding and showering everybody with magic to the point where they can't deny it, and they just like, you just kind of surrender to it.
the ending is the most hype shit ever. I obviously love Akko and Diana as a ship. You know, I feel like one of the reasons, because like, you know, also bringing up the Owl House, because obviously the show is such a big influence on that show. I feel like the Owl House, the motivation between the Lumity ship was very much a desire to see Diana and Akko be canon, but you don't need things to be canon. You don't need like a ship or a headcanon or whatever to be canon. You can just believe it really hard, and it is, because it's art and it's not real, and you can do that. So I think that Akko, Diana, and Ursula are all in a polycule. But yeah, Akko having this like relationship with Chariot, and her manifesting, coming to her as her teacher, and knowing all that, she kind of coming to terms with this person she idolized, having taken this thing from her, but also given her her own unique form of magic. I love that. That's some Homestuck type, like morally playful causality shit to that just kind of emphasizes a love underlying all things. I also love how the show hints at it but never goes into romance actually, because it doesn't need it. I just really like when shows just don't have romance in it, because then it allows me to either fill in the blanks, or it just allows it to be a show that clearly is not interested in that aspect of it to just do its own thing. It's just because it just feels like a show. It feels like with like Andrew being a thing and the introduction of him, and it's like, is it going to go in a romantic direction? I'm really glad it didn't, because like it just emphasizes Akko's friendships and her connections and herself. Little Witch Academia, I don't know, it is just, like, even if it didn't have all this personal meaning to me, and even if it wasn't so, like, influential, it'd still, like, be my second favorite anime, just because it's like, some of the most fun I have. I just instantly, like, regress and become, like, blissed out when I watch Little Witch Academia. And yeah, you're gay. Alright. Number 1, everyone knows what it is. Y'all know what the fuck it is, most likely. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you somehow don't know what I'm about to say is my number 1. But it's fucking Ojamajo Doremi, of course. What the fuck else could it be? It's the show that has defined my entire goddamn life since, like, 2020, yeah. Well, I started watching it, actually, way before then. My journey with Ojamajo Doremi has been, like, fucking insane. Because I actually started watching it, like, 2017. I watched the first season in 2017, and some of the second season. Then I didn't for a while, and then in 2019 I finished Sharp, and then watched most of Moto, or watched like probably half of Moto, and then I got really, really depressed and stopped watching anime for like a year, because yeah. But then in 2020, well, for like 6 months, and then when I got back into anime, like in 2020, I had this like major anime renaissance, because I would actually break down my anime experience into like, my first arc was like initially getting into it with like Death Note and Netflix, and kind of trying to find my taste. And then in 2016, I really found my taste and just went ham on watching a shit ton of shows. And then I did that for a few years, but towards like 2018, 2019, early 2020, I kind of got really, really, really depressed and stopped being into anime as much. But in 2020, I finished this show, and it kind of inspired this second renaissance of anime, which I then accumulated a bunch of more shit, and from then it kind of happened again, and now I'm in like my third major anime watching arc where I'm just like back into it. I've been rewatching a lot of shows, whatever. Ojamajo Doremi was like this slow burn of me like coming back to it over the course of like 2.5 years, and like when I finished it just like sort of cemented its place as my favorite show, because I was very like, I can't believe something overtook Eva. This is insane. Just because Ojamajo Doremi forces you to surrender your emotions to it by the end of it so hard, and it's like you've seen like over 200 episodes of these characters forming bonds and becoming friends, and like Ojamajo Doremi without fail at the end makes me cry. Now it's really hard to make me cry. I used to cry as a kid very, very easily. But then stuff happened that I don't fully understand, and crying became hard. When I first started transitioning, I started crying way more often, but now I'm kind of back to only ever crying when I'm super overwhelmed or overstimulated, or if I'm on shrooms. Those are the two instances in which I cry. Doremi's ending makes me cry every time. Like, every time, I've rewatched the show many times, and every time I get to the ending, I'm reduced to a puddle of tears each time. And last time I watched it, I was around, like, the last few times I watched it, I was, like, around people, and it was really embarrassing. I don't like crying in front of people. That's, like, one of my least favorite things to do, but I was forced to do it, and that means a lot to me. I don't know, man. What the fuck do I say about this shit? It's my life. Like, Doremi is my god. She speaks to me time and time again. She has carried me through and has lifted me up into the spirit realm. Like, her and Lil B, the base god, like, basically laid down a path for me to ascend to this moment. And, it's fucking Doremi, man. It's the GOAT of all time. Like, it has Onfu in it, and she's purple and sexy, and I'm hopelessly attracted and obsessed with her. I don't know, man. I could go into everything Doremi is and has done, and all the characters and what my feelings of it, but I'm past that point with this shit. It's been my number one favorite anime for so many goddamn so long now. It's my longest standing favorite anime, and to the point where it's just kind of my life. It's just kind of like I kind of based the last like 6 years of my life on this show, and it continues to utterly transform and be this like holy magical artifact of friendship and connection and love. It's the GOAT. It's Doremi. Dokiri Dokiri Dun Dun and shit. Oh my fucking god. I did it. That's my top 20 anime. This video is probably like 4.5 hours or something. I don't know. What are honorable mentions? I guess Soul Eater. Mostly because it has Krona in it. You know what? Honorable mention Krona. The character Krona. Specifically from the Soul Eater dub, because I am attached to Maxie Whitehead's performance of Krona. I feel like I can't really talk about, like, because, like, the rest of Soul Eater is obviously great. I love Soul Eater. I'm sure if I watched it again, I would think even higher of it, because it's, like, aesthetically amazingly constructed and everyone's so stylish and stuff. But, like, Krona is, like, one of my all-time absolute favorite characters. My heart sinks into its stomach and explodes when I see that little damn creature. They make me weak, they make me dissolve. I can't get enough of it. K-On! Is obviously... K-On's probably, like, number 21. You know, just barely missed the list. I made a whole video about K-On! Recently. K-On! Is goated as fuck. There's some recent shows that I watched in an absolute haze that I need to rewatch, but I feel like could be on here. Specifically, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is an honorable mention. Impossibly dense, impossibly indulgent, euphoric anime. It's like, if you think of stereotypical otaku shit, it has it all and creates, like, the most indulgent and maximalist display of those kind of ideas. Shout out the two lesbian witches from that show. They're the best. But Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is so fucking dense that I definitely need to read, because I've only seen it once, and I don't think you've truly seen Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere if you've only seen it once. Because it's so dense with raw information, and so it's like the intricate euphoric autism of Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is extremely inspiring. The other show that I feel like I need to rewatch, and it's a recent addition, is Hellsing Ultimate. Didn't expect me to love Hellsing Ultimate as much as I did, but it's such a amazing and dense, just like theatrical commentary on war and like the appeal of war, fundamentally, in all its ways, to the point where it reaches existential, magical territories where war feels almost euphoric. It's an absolutely demented and magical show that looks at the morbid and sees it transform into something that that makes us all just, like, dissolve in its fucking hands. It's like a cocaine show that inspires me. Black Rock Shooter, the 2012 8-episode series specifically, a metaphysical lesbian polyamorous melodrama about that has, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 mechanics. And is the most aesthetically pleasing thing ever, based on one of the best Vocaloid songs of all time. Y'all are sleeping on Black Rock Shooter. It is an incomprehensibly beautiful show that is utterly empathetic to all of its cast, and I found extremely relatable. Gridman, including Dynazenon and Gridman Universe. Fucking definitely the most underrated Trigger show. I don't know what the fuck people are complaining about with Gridman and shit. It is just, like, an amazing show about the power of, like, narratives and stories and how they carry you and what they do and how your attitude towards the narrative and how it manifests. Definitely an influence on me recently. I think Shinjo Akane is one of the greatest characters of all time. She did literally nothing wrong. I am on her side completely. The Gridman Universe is one of the most breathtaking movies I've ever seen. It's there any more honorable mentions I would like to mention? Oh yeah, Ongaku, the film Ongaku, Outsider music movie. It's a movie about how sick music is. It kind of all oscillating between this extremely minimalist mumblecore style and these ethereal explosions of color. It's only 70 minutes long. It's one of the best movies ever. Y'all should definitely watch it. Yeah, and that's some of the honorable mentions. I'll mention Welcome to the NHK and another one, because Welcome to the NHK I haven't watched in a long time, but it's Welcome to the NHK. It's a classic. Though I wonder if I would like it as much as I used to, because I feel like it really could go either way, but all the characters are just so immensely lovable, and it's a show that I feel like is hard to reject because it's just like so raw. And also I mentioned it earlier, goddamn Night on the Galactic Railroad could easily be on this list. It is like a more majestic and childlike version of Angel's Egg, where everything is super magical and wondrous, and absolutely heartbreaking. The story of the Night of the Galactic Railroad is a classic that has been retold over and over again, and served as a huge inspiration for Mawaru Penguin Drum. It's on a train. I feel like if I rewatch this, it could climb the ranks of the top 20. And there are some shows that I have on hold that I feel like could probably pierce the favorites list if I watched all of GD Fairies, probably. Whenever I finish Pre-Para, Neo Ranga, I think I already actually I probably mentioned a lot of those before in the intro. I don't remember. I've been recording this over the course of like a week or something. So yeah, that's my top 20 anime, and hopefully as I watch more anime, I want to be able to like do this like at least every like 2 or so years, because I'm hoping like my list will be different enough every 2 years that I can make a video like this. Anyways, dream guys, love you. Stay based, stay positive, stay dreamy, stay friendly and comfy, I love you. Do whatever you want in this life. You have the power to spread love and live positive. Dream God loves you. The entire collective fucks with you. Hope you have a great day, no matter who you are. Swag and all that. Anime forever. We love an anime out here. We're appreciating the Japanese cartoons. What are your favorite anime? I want to know.